Bob Rotrock along with Ray Dunn welcoming you back inside Schott Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania on this very sunshiny Sunday afternoon it is now. It was morning when we started at 8 a.m., so we are deep into hour 4 of our baseball showcase event, our fall showcase presented by Baseball U with 9 teams, 10 games this weekend. This is game 8 and game 3 of the day. And 11 college coaches here representing various schools across the region or even a little outside the region looking for talent for their programs. Connecticut Black against Baseball U Philly Torressani is our matchup here today for our 12-20 game, 7 innings or 2 hours, 6 batter maximum per inning. So sometimes you can leave batters stranded on base when you haven't even gotten to your third out. And we have the reset rule after ball 4, and we will continue to explain as we go along. I believe that this pitcher is Grady Gollier, and it is. And his first pitch of the ball game goes all the way back to the backstop at 12:21 p.m. for game 3 out of 5 today. So Grady Gollier is a right-handed pitcher out of Fairfield High School, and a lot of these Connecticut kids are from the Fairfield area. Grounder to third. Catrigata is there. Throw is high. Did it bring him down in time? Yeah. Ben Sharico at first goes upstairs to get it. And Kevin Catrigata, the name of the third baseman with a good throwing arm, throws out straddling to begin our game. Hey, and there's our cheeseburger and fries. I love it. So we're eating on the fly here, everyone. Jake Schilling is the batter. He's the left fielder for BU Philly Torressani, who lost yesterday to New Jersey 2-1, but everyone lost to New Jersey this weekend. And Schilling steps in, a Pennsbury High School product and a senior, so a 2021 class. And 5'11", he's a utility guy who pitches some as well, and he takes outside for a ball.
Talk about a weekend for New Jersey, 4-0. They get out of here before kickoff of the NFL games today. They can go sit back and relax, knowing that they had a good time here in Dunmore, PA. And
I beg your pardon, there are 2 Schillings, and this one is 20 Jake Schilling. I was talking about Eric Stradling, so Jake Schilling. Did I get that right? Yeah, okay.
Yes, you got it.
All right. Double checking, putting together lineups on the fly, and trying to get our cuisine here between games too. I mean, we're here for 11 hours. Got to eat. 2-1 on that pitch missing to Jake Schilling. Here is Grady Gollier, who will throw 2 innings today for Connecticut Black. And there's a fastball strike, 2-2. Connecticut Black looked good yesterday against Pennsylvania Telep, the Scranton team. Connecticut Black won yesterday 4-0 and banged out 6 base hits in the 7-inning game. 1 out, nobody on, 2-2, fouled away and shot it over to one of the hills, practically a mountain behind us over on the third base side. We're up here in the mountains of the Poconos and beautiful country in Dunmore, Pennsylvania at Schott Stadium. And terrific weather compared to what we have yesterday. It was supposed to be colder today, but it's actually warmer, partly because it's less windy too, and we actually have the sun coming through more consistently. Schilling took that fastball and it missed, so that actually I think reset it. I think we had a 3-2 count, and now we have reset for Jake Schilling of BU Torressani, and he rips it to left. Solidly struck single to left for Schilling. And yesterday he went 1 for 2 with another single to left. So he's 2 for 3 on the weekend, which ain't half bad.
That was some good, hard-hit, solid contact. Something we were kind of lacking in the first 2 games. We didn't get it with consistency. New Jersey's bats woke up a bit in the second game, not a ton.
Yeah, a lot of the hits, I mean, were infield singles.
Right.
You know, a solid percentage of them were. Had a few hard outs. Alex Martin has a big cut and fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike. They've got a lot of Pennsbury High School kids on this BU Philly Torressani team, and he is another one. So Schilling out there at first and high school teammates with Alex Martin, and very obviously this showcase is, I mean, these types of travel teams and showcases, they're big deals for the kids anyway. when you didn't have a high school season to begin with,
Yeah.
this is humongous. This is vitally important because it's the only games that they get to play. They're not additional games. They're the only ones. There's a ball missing to Martin, 2-1.
And this summer, this delayed summer into fall season becomes even more essential when you talk about just growth as a player. Because you could do as much as you want while in quarantine. I don't care if you got the nicest batting cage in the world. You can't replicate that in-game experience.
Well, and I was talking about some of those Williamsport kids with the Phillies organization that I was with. They were working out at home all summer.
Yeah.
Now, some of them got to go to Lehigh Valley for their taxi squad, but not many.
No.
Here's a high fly into right field. That ball carrying. It's off the fence about 260 feet away. So Martin gives it a ride the other way, and he's in, sliding with a double. Schilling had to kind of wait, to hesitate, make sure, and it's so close because it's only 260. So on a double, he's able to get up to third, but normally on a double, you think the runner is going to score. Well, that fence is only 260 feet, and it bounced right to the right fielder as well. Matt Spenner out there in right field played it very nicely and made sure that a run didn't score on that play. So Alex Martin blasted a double, and now a fastball sailed way high, kind of slipped out of the hand a little bit there of Grady Gollier. That is ball one to Jon Pinciotti out of Council Rock South. Now let's see, Pinciotti's another senior as well. And he waved at it. Fastball kind of cutting away a little bit there too.
He looks every bit of his age. He's certainly one of the bigger guys we've seen so far today. At least for me, I don't know what you've seen all weekend, but for me today, Sundays.
Yeah. That fastball is inside, and ball two. Yeah, so you take your they decided he wanted to come out and settle him down and get him to find the strike zone here. Second and third with one out in the top of the first. Well, he brought it upstairs again.
And
he brings the gas.
The mental aspect of it can become a physical, actual mechanical problem. If he's trying to throw hard, trying to put it past players, runs, and that can change the way you release it, change the way you go through, speed up your just delivery, which can throw off time.
Well, he brought that one down, and it was fouled away. He's throwing in the low 80s, so. High ball into left field. Now tagging up from third is Schilling. He's going to fly to left for Jon Pinciotti, and it is a 1-0 lead for BU Philly Torressani.
Playing his second straight game over there at short. Good job cutting that one off.
So Matthew Edwards is
something I think underrated of the chance to third on that pitch. Where are they working out outside of school? Because at school, right? Horrible nature of the disease and what it's
Well,
done.
they're getting to play games this weekend. They've had a couple other showcase events, and it feels normal, which is
Right.
pandemic. Edwards on a swing and a foul tip into the glove of the catcher Cantolini. That's good work for the catcher to hang on. Grady Gollier gets a strikeout, and Philly Torressani scores in the top of the first. 1 run on 2 hits, and 1 runner left on base. Half an inning here through game 3. Philly Torressani 1. Connecticut Black, led by head coach Pat Vigilio, is coming to bat on BFA Live Sports. So here's Callan Fang for Baseball U Philly, who is serving as the home team here in Game 3. 7 innings or 2 hours. There's a ball to Pierce Cole. Breaking ball. He tried to bend back in, but Cole's ducked out of the way, and it didn't have quite enough hook to get back in there. 1 ball and 1 strike to Coles, and a fastball is low and away. 4-2. Callan Fang, he's another Pennsbury High School product. They have, 5 of them on this team. 6'3" tall, right-handed pitcher, and he's a senior, class of 2022, so he's a junior, I beg your pardon. I think that's a fastball, missing a little low and away. Hey, when you have a pitcher, if he's not putting it in the dirt, if you keep it low, you miss low, that's okay.
Yeah.
Missing it high, then you start to get concerned. Missing it low, all right, you can bring it up a little bit, and then you throw a pitch at the knees all the time, you're going to have a lot of success. There's a cut and a miss, and it's a full count.
Miss low, don't miss high. Whatever you're trying to do. They're not doing much anything in the dirt.
Pierce Coles is a righty batter out of Fairfield Prep in Fairfield, Connecticut. And he takes ball 4, which will be ball 2, because after ball 4, we reset the walk. Now, if he gets to ball 4 again, then he goes and takes his base. But this is an opportunity for him to get his cuts and show off his abilities in front of all the college coaches, 11 of them here. So they want to see him swing the bat. And we have all fastballs here now as well. That's the rule. And we actually had to explain that yesterday to the Connecticut teams once we got to Game 3, because we got to a reset to a 2-ball count. And then the pitcher threw a changeup but didn't know he was supposed to throw fastballs. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout, a fastball from Callan Fang. And, I mean, I think throwing it pretty hard here is Jon Heitzman. Will step in, a lefty batting center fielder. One out in the bottom of the first. BU Philly Torressani on the board in the top of the first on that sac fly and a 1-0 lead. Here's a pop back, foul left field corner and sailing out of here. We're a little delayed on our video feed, so we basically get it on a replay. And so now we just saw it, and that strikeout swinging on the fastball from Callan Fang checked in an 85. I know you saw, everyone else saw it, 20 seconds ago on where from where I'm talking now, but I'm just eyeballing it going, that looks like he's got a pretty good fastball. And now we have the confirmation, and not only 85 at the knees on the outside corner. My goodness, that's pretty good stuff.
That is some good stuff. Getting to the batter right here, Heitzman. I actually saw him earlier this summer in Du Bois, Pennsylvania, part of different BFA Live Sports production, as he slaps this one in for a single.
Yeah, he hits it the opposite way there, and a single to left. And that Du Bois tournament in Du Bois, Pennsylvania, I mean, that's 3 hours or so from here to the west past State College. That was almost more of an all-star tournament. That wasn't just the baseball U kids, right? So they had even more legit talent. So the fact that he was invited to that is a testament to his abilities.
He performed the 2 games I saw him, 2 for 5 with a walk and an RBI. So he had himself quite the time up there.
Michael Cardona, number 34, and he's a big, stocky, right-handed batter, and he shoots it foul out of play. Now here's another one, listed at 6'1", and I wonder if he's maybe had an inch since then, grown. I mean, we're sitting down at, ground level, so maybe that's a little deceiving too. But some of these kids, when I see him at 6 feet, I'm like, wow, is that 6 feet? He looks bigger than 6 feet to me. There's a ball to Cardona. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runner at first is Jon Heitzman for a Connecticut Black team that won 4-0 yesterday against a Philly Torressani team that lost 2-1 and only had 2 hits yesterday, but they've already scored 1 run here today against the Connecticut Black pitcher Grady Gollier. We call them Connecticut Black even though they're wearing white and orange jerseys. Check swing, he goes around, a throw down to second with the runner going, and they got him down there. And a good throw
almost
from the catcher there to get him on almost kind of a delayed steal. Maybe he thought that was going to bounce through. So is that a strike him out, throw him out? That was a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so strike him out, throw him out. And a caught stealing 2-4. And down goes Connecticut Black here in the first. No runs on 1 hit. And nobody left on base at the end of 1. BU Philly Torressani 1, Connecticut Black 0 on BFA Live Sports. And for the second inning here in Game 3 from Schott Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, alongside Ray Dunn, I'm Bob Rotruck. We've had a lot of feedback from the parents sitting close to us all weekend long, a lot of the New Jersey parents who traveled for this event, and getting a lot of positive feedback here on our broadcast of this showcase event. They're proud to see their kids getting a chance to do well in a broadcast type of situation. Colin Fang is the pitcher, and now he's batting, and he fouled it off. 1 ball and 1 strike for the big lefty batter against Grady Gollier. Oh, man, he ripped it. He turned on it, but he yanked it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Colin Fang. Here's my Connecticut score sheet from yesterday. And here he shot it foul.
Way to stay back on that. He realized that it was a breaking pitch, realized that he was way out in front of it, kept his bat back, and just lined it right foul down the, far down the left field side.
Out of the stretch with nobody on is Gollier for Connecticut Black, and he throws high to Philly Torressani's Colin Fang, 1-2. He ripped a liner and was robbed of a base hit yesterday. Is 0 for 3 on the weekend, but really should be 1 for 3. And I cannot remember the second baseman for New Jersey that made that great play. Spatola, maybe? Geez. It's all running together. You know, it's 8 games, everyone. Here's a fastball that works a little wide on Colin Fang.
The important part of that is his expected batting average would be higher than
yes.
An 0 for 3.
He is a junior at Pennsbury High, and he's 6'3". He's a big kid. And here's a high pop to left field. Matt Vivona is having a tough time with it. Boy, he stays with that and makes a catch, a long run over there to the left field corner for Matt Vivona in left field. It's a nice catch on a tricky play. Wind pushing it around a little bit too, perhaps.
Yeah, the wind's been swirling a bit here. It felt it coming in from behind us, then it was coming in towards us.
Yeah, there's a flagpole over there in the right field corner, and it's blowing straight at us, straight in from right, really. Jimmy Tooley backed off. Look out, lefty batter and chin music, ducking out of the way. Got away from Grady Gollier, and ball 1.
Yeah, that shift happened in the last, 30 minutes or so, where it's now coming right at us.
There's ball 2 to Tooley. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Hatboro Horsham product, Jimmy Tooley. That is high. Ball 3. Grady Gollier is popping that glove with his fastballs as well. He's missing, but
you like the sound of it.
Yeah, well, that last one was 78. This one he did not pop the glove because he took a little off of that one and it dropped out on Tooley. Gollier might have kind of deked him out a little with his arm action. 3-1. That is high, way high. I mean, over his head. And you're talking a batter of Tooley who's 6 feet tall. And so that is ball 4. So we reset to ball 2. And so it is a 2-1 count. He's mostly touching the high 70s, I guess, is Gollier. There's a swing and a miss. All fastballs is the rule now after we have the reset following the ball 4. Give the batter a chance to put it into play. And there's a foul back.
And you see, when he slows down his delivery there, he's been so trying to get it. It almost seems like he's rushing his delivery to the plate. He's trying so hard to throw fast, hit that time. He slowed it down there, and he had great control. So it's finding that consistency.
That was a little bit of a riser, I feel like. Tooley got under it, tipped it, fouled it back to the backstop fence. I looked at some of the archive videos yesterday just to see how it looked and how it sounded. We didn't get a great look at it when we were doing it live. It was amazing to see from the morning to the afternoon to the evening. The sun is behind the plate to start. It's setting the other way by the end, and it all goes from first over to third, I guess, is how it went. There is strike 3 called.
We are quite literally going from sunrise to sunset.
It's amazing. I've never done it before. All right, so there's a strike 3 on the outside corner that caught Tooley looking. And 2 strikeouts now for Grady Gollier. 1-0 for BU Philly Torressani is our score in the top of the second inning. Blake Silber is batting and taking outside for ball 1. Silber out of Council Rock North, and a 5'10" tall right-handed batting senior, class of 2021. Big cut and a miss. Kind of jammed him on the hands there.
Yeah, he pulled his entire body out of that. When he finished his swing, he was staring at the left field fence, and his body was wide open. He was trying to do a lot with that.
And he rips it back up the middle. Nice backhand pick at second base on 1 hop by Brett Davino. And he squares himself and throws him out at first base. Blake Silber hit it hard, but the second baseman nicely backhanding the 1-hopper. And down goes Philly Torressani, 1-2-3 in the second inning. Middle of 2, it's BU Philly 1, Connecticut Black 0 on BFA Live Sports. Callan Fang had a couple of strikeouts for BU Philly in the bottom of the first. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Brett Davino made that nice backhand pick on the sharply hit 1-hopper an inning ago. Takes a strike from Callan Fang at a Pennsbury high. No balls, 1 strike. Here's a ground ball to second, kind of circling around that to get it and throw him out there for the first out in the bottom of the second. That's Alex Martin over there at second base for BU Philly.
Davino made that close to first, much closer than I thought it would be.
You better be hustling out of the box. At this level, especially with these coaches, I promise you, baseball, you coaches are not going to stand for kids that are jogging to first.
I'm just saying the sprint speed on him was something. I mean, yeah, the player's been moving out of the box, which is, as you said, very much important. You've got to do it. If you're not at this level, especially in this atmosphere, I don't know where else you're going to do it.
Right.
But yeah, the sprint speed for him there was impressive.
Alberto Cantolini taking a ball outside. And so 1 ball and 1 strike. Northwestern Regional High. And a right-handed batter and 5'10", and a junior, class of 2022. So a lot of 16-year-olds primarily, some 17-year-olds among the seniors, and some 15-year-olds. 16 is roughly the average age for these kids, many of whom will be playing college ball at 18 and 19 years old in a couple of years. Cantolini fouled that last one away, 1-2. Next pitch. Oh, good pitch, Callan Fang. He knows how to pitch. That's a good pitch. And Cantolini chased one that might have been ball 2, but my goodness, it looked like a strike at about 55 feet, right? So at 60 feet it wasn't. What can you do?
Yeah, that was just massively put. That was a really, really good pitch there by Fang. Like you said, the placement of it was just wonderful, and it dropped out of the zone.
Kevin Catragata, who has a tremendous throwing arm from third, and also belted a 2-run triple off the fence in left in yesterday's game. And I mean, he crushed it, did Catragata. And here's Callan Fang delivering and missing high for a ball. And our video, actually, we had a couple glitches yesterday. And it glitched out when Catragata hit the triple. So his family didn't get a chance to see it, a crying shame. He takes a ball, and I think it's now 2-1 out of Trumbull.
So it happened to be we had similar issues up at Du Bois, and we missed a home run in the first or second bat of the game. His dad comes in, asks us about it, like, sorry, we didn't get it. Kid's next at bat hits another home run.
Well, here's the thing, and I didn't tell Catragata this, but, okay, let's hit another one.
Yeah.
It won't look. It feels like, oh, you missed it, and I had a good play. You got a long high school and hopefully college career ahead of you. You got a lot of chances, and he fouled that one off, so it's a full count. It was the moment of the day when he hit that 2-run triple because he was pumped for his team, and he slides in at third and comes up and he does a He-Man flex to his buddies in the dugout there. There's a check swing, and, well, he went around on a high fastball. Well, Callan Fang's got some really, really good stuff, and I keep saying this, but, he's one of the best pitchers we've seen this week, and I feel like we got about 5 or 6 guys that I've said he's one of the best guys, but we've seen some really good talent. He put him away in order, and he got Callan Fang. I'm going to call that swinging. I think he kind of went around on that fastball. And so down goes Connecticut Black in the second. We're at the end of 2. It is 1-0. BU Philly leads BU Connecticut Black on BFA Live Sports. Onward we go to the third, and I think we have a new pitcher for Connecticut Black, and I was trying to scarf down my burger a little bit. Is this still Gollier? No, this is Andrew Castelluccio. And here's a rip to left for Joe Limongelli. Castelluccio to Limongelli. Those are good names. I love it. And a single to left for Limongelli off of Castelluccio to start off the third inning. So Grady Gollier threw 2 innings. And he got behind in the count, and they had to chat with him and try to get him on track a little bit. And then he had a 1, 2, 3 seconds. So you want to talk about bouncing back and making the most of his very limited 2-inning appearance and opportunity today as Eric Stradling takes ball 1.
I mean, given the command issues and the fact that it was second and third with an out.
That got the umpire. I got through the catcher, and Limongelli will go up to second on a passed ball, and our umpire got stung a little bit there. It's 2-0. Ouch. You okay? Okay. He got hit about 2 or 3 times yesterday, too. That one's okay.
Yeah.
If he says he's up, the catcher wanted to go out. The umpire was telling Cannellini, stay here, don't worry about it. And the catcher said, no, take a second to breathe.
With the new pitcher in, going to the stretch almost immediately. The first pitch taken to left field. Now you got a runner in scoring position. It's a quick, jarring change in the situation when you're brought in. So probably good to talk that one over as they turn over the lineup to the top.
2-0 to Eric Stradling, a ground out to third in the first inning, and a high pop is fouled backwards. Oh, where did that hit?
That hit the tree, hit a rock.
Oh, I see it. Okay. I was looking over at the house over here. I'm worried about the people that live in that house, directly, practically above us and behind us.
You are so kind because I'm just looking at the poles and the trees behind us and waiting for a ricochet towards
Oh,
us.
yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're concerned about everyone else. I'm concerned about myself.
Here's a grounder back up the middle. Diving stop at second. Davino has it. Throws to first. Got him. Oh, my goodness. That's a nice play by Brett Davino, diving for a comebacker up the middle, practically on the bag at second, and able to set his feet and throw back to his left all the way back to first. I mean, moving to left and throwing to first, that's one thing. Moving to right, throwing backwards, as he had to do there. Terrific play on that ground out for Stradling. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was wonderful. Gleeman Jelly up to third on the ground out. Jake Schilling, who takes a ball, I believe, and singled to left in the first and scored a run. Fastball, strike. So Schilling steps out and a one-out runner at third for Baseball U Philly Torressani. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch skipped up there. Nice block, Cannellini. I mean, this is with a runner at third now. So we've seen some good action from the catchers before, but when you have it with a runner at second or at third and you're keeping that runner from coming in, if that gets past him, that might be a run. And so it's ball 2. Here's a high pop. Shallow right. Davino, second baseman, back. Right fielder is in. Spinner. Oh, they're going to try it. And he got halfway there. And now running back to third. Here's the throw to third. He's out. Well, he changed his mind. Liam Jelly came he came halfway down. He was 45 feet down, and he saw that the throw home from the right fielder, Spinner, was good, so he got caught in a sort of pseudo rundown, but he really tried to scramble back to third. He is out 9-2-5 on what is a fly ball double play off the bat of Jake Schilling. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. Middle of the third, it is Baseball U Philly 1, Baseball U Connecticut Black nothing. On BFA Live Sports. Callan Fang has 4 strikeouts, looks terrific in his 2 innings of work, and he's on for a third. And facing Michael Coyne. Fang, the pitcher for Baseball U Philly, led by head coach Brian Torressani. And Pat Vigilio, the head coach for Baseball U Connecticut. They brought in 2 teams, so we call them Connecticut Orange, Connecticut Black. And strike there at a Coyne, right? He was showing bunt, and it's 0-1.
Neither one wearing the color of their name, but
right, yeah.
I digress.
Everyone's got orange here, which is very confusing. There's a strike to Coyne, and it's 0-2. We had about 5 different things going on that double play with the runner getting kind of caught halfway down Lehman Jelly before deciding to go back. But he was kind of doing it non-committally.
Yeah.
He maybe could have made it back if he just goes straight back because he made it very close with all of that hesitation.
And it was kind of a war of attrition between the catcher and him at first.
Yes.
It was who's going to make the first move here.
All right, using the wood bat, Michael Coyne smacked it over to right. They're going to try to get him at first. We had one of those yesterday, too, lest we forget. Coyne beats it out for a single. You better be hustling on the turf field, and it's only 260 feet to right for crying out loud, so it's not like the right fielder is playing that far away. We had a 9-3 out, a guy that, I mean, when you hit it through the right side, you got a single.
Right.
That's what you think. There's probably a hesitation there, okay, but here, yeah, those right field and the right fielders are thinking it every time. Every single time there's a ball that's hit to them, if I charge in, maybe I can get them at first, and they want to do it every time.
I always thought that. That was always my gut instinct.
At this level of baseball, right? At this level of baseball, especially, but now even more so. Turf field, 260 feet to right. I mean, you've got all the different elements in there. Well, he beat it out, and there's a ball to Vivona, 1-0, and now you get even more situations sort of similar like that with all the overshift stuff. And I don't know how much they're doing that in high school or even in college ball, but I can tell you from experience with it last year, they're doing it in the minor leagues. And because if you make it to the majors, that's what you're going to do. Right. So it's an organizational philosophy. There's Vivona taking ball 2. And that's part of where these guys as well, if you're an infielder, you better be able to play the different positions because you have to know those different angles. If you're a shortstop, at some point you're going to be overshifted and rotated over to the other side, not just at some point, at multiple points. Right. And there's I think that was missing. Oh, I beg your pardon. That caught the corner for a strike. 2-1. Third baseman, you're going to rotate over and play in shallow right field in some overshift situations. And so that kind of reminds me, because I saw a couple of guys playing in shallow right on overshifts on what would have been a base hit, and instead it's to basically your second right fielder who's playing out there.
And I don't think it's catching on as much at the high school age, even though they should practice it just because of the big data kind of availability in that respect. But you're absolutely right. Everyone should have a choice. This one's grounded.
Short to second, and he beat it out at first. So fairly close play there at second base on a hard slide into the second baseman, Alex Martin. He got that back over to first and made it interesting. So Matt Vivona reaches on a fielder's choice. He's hustling and beats out what would have been a double play on a nice turn there by Martin at second. Michael Coyne is forced out at second base. And now it's 1 out in the first for Christian Smith. And that is a fastball strike at the knees, outside corner again. We've said that a few times for Callan Fang. I mean, he's got some good command. This might be the last we see of him here in his third inning. But I think he's got terrific stuff.
I'm petitioning for a fourth. I want to watch some more.
Christian Smith out of Fairfield Ludlow. He takes a fastball. That's just above the knees. And it's 0-2. I mean, you throw fastball knee high, knee high, knee high over and over again. Even if you know it's coming, it's going to be hard to hit it. And these college coaches have to love the promise of this guy on the mound. He threw it knee high again. The runner goes, throw down to second is not going to get him. Well, they might want Fang's motion to the plate to be a little faster, his step to the plate, because Vivona had a huge jump on him there. Let's not quibble. He's pitching very well. It's a stolen base for Vivona. It's 1-2 to Christian Smith, junior out of Fairfield Ludlow High School. Breaking ball, missing low, ball 2. I'm so impressed with some of these teams and the parents and the families and the players. I mean, this is dedication. Take an entire weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be hanging at home watching football on the tube with your buddies, and instead you're coming all the way down to play baseball, and some of them are doing it year-round. I mean, tournaments in Florida in January and the whole bit. 2-2, and a high pop is fouled away.
And that gets back to the point of what we were talking about, if you stuck with us through all these broadcasts so far earlier, about these cold weather, areas with talent. You got to play somewhere. And if you're not playing year-round, you are missing out on some of what, people in Florida, people in Georgia, those hotbeds of talent are doing. So it's systems like Baseball U that innovate and find a way to keep these guys playing.
Smith swung at a changeup there, so there's Fang pulling the string. And I've loved his fastballs at the knees and locating him some on the outside corner. And there you get in the batter's head, and he's fastball. Yeah. I'm ready for it. It's 2 strikes, and just yank the string on him. 5 strikeouts now for Colin Fang. And there's a big cut and a miss for Matt Spenner. That was 74 on that changeup on the strikeout there of Christian Smith. So he didn't take that much off, but enough where he was way out in front. Because you're jumpy, because, the fastball is good. And he topped that one. I thought he hit it off his foot.
So did I.
Okay, I'm not the only one. And it's charging in. The shortstop got it. Now they got another guy caught in a rundown. What's going on here? First baseman throws to third, to catcher, and we're going to go back and forth. So 3 to 5 to 2. This might be the shortstop. And then a tag there. They finally got the out. 3 to 5 to 2 to 6 to. Is that the first baseman that tagged him? Did he come all the way across?
I think he came all the way across.
That's because I got 49. 3 to 5 to 2 to 6 to 3 is what I think that is when Vivona took the wide turn. Something like that. On a situation like this, normally I would go to the official score and say, what did you have on that? We don't have one, so it's up to us.
I'm just going to applaud you for that one.
I'm close enough. Spenner is out 6 to 3 on a ball that we thought hit off his foot. He wasn't asking about it, and so he booked it down the line.
He ends up safe on that one. We had 2 outs in that situation. The runner didn't realize there were 2 outs. The runner thought the inning was over and was starting to jog towards the dugout, and gets himself stuck in that rundown, kind of unwittingly to him.
That's why he got stuck. So Spenner was safe, and the runner Vivona out of the rundown, thinking they got the final out on what I thought was a foul ball. Okay,
what a play!
Yeah, that was confusing.
Let's take a couple minutes and breathe.
Every day in baseball, something very confusing will happen, and we go to the 4th. Everybody, it is Baseball U Philly 1, Baseball U Connecticut Black nothing on BFA Live Sports. Well, both teams have had runners that have gotten themselves caught in rundowns between third and home, and in consecutive innings, too. Here's Alex Martin for Philly Torressani, and he takes ball 1 from Andrew Castelluccio. And this should be his last inning, and we have another pitcher scheduled for the 5th on their rotation. The coaches are generous in letting us know what their planned rotation is going to be, and they post it up on their dugout. And there's a 2-0 and a big cut and a miss on a fastball to Alex Martin, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Castelluccio topping out around the low 80s here. And a bouncing ball up the middle, tough play. Davino made a nice play earlier, and makes an okay play here, but not in time to get Alex Martin hustling down the line for an infield single.
Now I'm going to nitpick here. On that one, you need communication between the middle infielders.
Shortstop could have taken it.
Second baseman running the opposite way. You need the shortstop to come and call that one off.
They're talking about it right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least the post communication, because your baseball careers go on beyond that one play. But they're still talking about it, and they're kind of joking, and Davino knows he goofed it. Yeah.
You know what? I mean, he's I probably should have let you take it. I didn't know you were there. That type of thing. Here's a high fly to left field, blasted out there by Pinciotti, carrying all the way out, and it's up against the fence. Alex Martin is rounding third. He's going to come in and score without a play on an RBI double to left for Jon Pinciotti after he had a sac fly to left in the first inning. Here he hits it a little bit deeper and has both RBIs for Baseball U Philly, who now leads 2-0.
That's just a fantastic piece of hitting. It's real solid contact, pulls that one really nicely. And, you saw it at the first AB. He did what he had to do. This time he actually gets a chance. He barrels it. The first time he just kind of flew it out there to left, and that's the result. Big, good, strong hitter, and 2 RBIs on the day.
They're having a meeting on the mound here for their coach, Patrick Vigilio, and wants to chat with Andrew Castelluccio on the mound. Now, Alex Martin, who beat out that infield single, he was off on contact. He recognized it right away. I mean, he not only scored all the way from first on the double, they didn't have a chance of getting him at all. It was, I mean, not even a close play because he recognized that ball was crushed. I'm going. Let's go. And once he gets around second, look, if there's a great catch out there, okay, I'm going to have to double back, touch second on my way back, and I still got time to make it back because it's out to left field.
Right.
You know, that's the difference. 1-0 to Matthew Edwards, who swung and missed there. 1 ball, 1 strike out of Neshaminy High School. Struck out swinging in the first did Edwards. And had a double yesterday, so he's 1 for 3 this weekend and a mile-high pop-up. Shortstop is Davino, actually, now. It was Coyne before, but I think that's Davino, who handles that for the first out in the top of the 4th. Baseball U Philly Torressani. 2 runs on 5 hits. Connecticut Black, no runs on 3 hits. And no errors in this game, right? Yeah. Some weird base running, but no errors. Yeah. There's Callan Fang.
It's been interesting, but
Fang takes a ball, and well, I'd love to see what he can do at the plate, but I definitely am enjoying watching him on the mound. And his fastballs at the knees, you know, repeatedly. Ball 2 to Fang. Runner at second is Pinciotti. You can kind of see him leading away there. And that one is in the dirt. And there is Fang holding up his hand for the runner Pinciotti. You know, reference communication. Yep. Let your runner know, hey, it's right here. Just don't worry about it. Stay where you are.
And again, little things. As a team, obviously these aren't.
He crushed it to right field. Matt Spenner looking up. See ya! Callan Fang blasts it over the fence and right for our second home run of the weekend. Callan Fang, who has wrapped up 5 strikeouts in 3 innings as the pitcher, crushes a 2-run homer to right field. Oh, my. And a no-doubter, too.
Have a day. Have a day for him. Great job on the mound and absolutely crushing that ball. I think everyone, even the right fielder giving chase, was kind of aware of where that one was ending up.
And, yes, it's a shorter porch, but that's a higher fence, and I think that's gone on a deeper fence as well.
Big time.
You know, you'd have to have a pretty big ballpark to keep that one in. He got it.
This is where I wish we had a StatCast from the MLB. I'd love to see where that was, how far that one was going out.
Yeah. Well, and and here's Jimmy Tooley taking in the dirt, ball 1. You know, they have the mechanics there for the exit velocity. It's pricey equipment, but they have that in the minor leagues too.
Yeah.
And when I was with Williamsport, I talked about this yesterday with Chris. Tooley taking, I think, a strike, 1-1. And big cut and a miss. Pulling the string on him there was Castelluccio, and it's 1-2. Oh, is that strike 3? It is, and they throw him out. Beg your pardon. So, strike 3, it got away from the catcher, and he throws him out at first. For the second out here in the 4th, they set up the TrackMan device. Just put it right there in front of the plate during batting practice. The video coach is there holding on to a tablet at the cage. The guys know what their exit velocity is in batting practice. They can come out of a round, come back, say, what did I, you topped out at 94 or whatever, or a guy hits a home run, then everybody wants to know. They have a kid named Kendall Simmons who is hitting a lot of home runs, a 9th rounder, I believe, with the Phillies, and good-looking player. And he crushed a few 105s. Oh. And so, I mean, when you see it, you go, and then after a little while, you get pretty good at guessing. 103, everyone's kind of making guesses. You can tell what a 100 is and a 95 is. After you've been there and seen enough of them, and you don't have to see many, now you got a pretty good idea. That one bounced away. And so they have some of that occasionally on some of these perfect game events, and it's incredible that we can see exit velocity and pitch rotation, the 1,800 rotations on the curveballs. And the spin rate. Yeah. Thank you for that's how far behind I am on the analytics. I can't remember the phrase, but I know it's a thing. Here's a big cut and a miss on a fastball, and that is strike 3. So Blake Silber goes down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Castelluccio, bouncing back after giving up the bomb. But Callan Fang got every last bit of that, and a 2-run homer. For Baseball U Philly, they scored 3 runs on 3 hits, including the 2-run homer for Colin Fang. And in the middle of the 4th inning, it is Baseball U Philly 4, Connecticut Black nothing on BFA Live Sports. Colin Fang departs the pitching spot anyway. He moves over to first base now after that 2-run homer while firing in 5 strikeouts as the pitcher as well in his 3 innings. And Jimmy Tooley takes over in the bottom of the 4th for Baseball U Philly. Connecticut Black has put a couple base runners on, have 3 singles, a couple of strikeouts, one that was a strike him out, throw him out double play in the first. And here's Pierce Cowles, who also struck out against Colin Fang in the first inning. 4-0 for Baseball U Philly. Strike called to Cowles from Jimmy Tooley, left-hander out of Hatboro Horsham. Oh, I'm sorry. Going back to the bottom of the lineup. Thank you. Chirico is the batter. Ben Chirico. And he waved at it, and it's 0-2. So Ben Chirico for Connecticut Black out of Ridgefield. And Finn Popkin on deck.
They got him listed.
Because, I got 12 batters here on the lineup, so I'm going past all the allotted lines, and it's instinctive to go back to the top.
Yeah.
So I goofed it. Here is Chirico, 0-2, and a quick little meeting there with his catcher for Jimmy Tooley.
They got him listed at 6'4". I believe it.
Yeah, he's got some big boys here. Swing and a miss. Tooley challenged him low and in. Good breaking ball. Chirico strikes out to Jimmy Tooley. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Now Finn Popkin, who struck out a couple times yesterday, is 0-2. So they're allowed to have more than 9 batters in the lineup. We just call them extra hitters. And we've seen as many as 14 in the lineup that Baseball U New Jersey had yesterday. Popkin chased a high fastball, 0-1. Finn Popkin out of Staples, Connecticut. Listed at 5'9".
Gonna doubt that.
Maybe a little bigger?
Yeah, a little taller.
There's a ball, 1-1. See, now on the video, doesn't look that tall. To us in person from behind here, sitting at the ground level, he looks taller than what he does on the video. And here he strikes out swinging. So that wasn't a ball on the previous pitch. I beg your pardon. And that's 2 strikeouts very quickly for Jimmy Tooley. And now we really do have Pierce Cowles, as I had erroneously stated earlier.
Tooley's just pounding the zone.
Yes.
He's coming out.
That's 6 straight strikes, isn't it? Yes. And not that one, though. He bounced it up there.
That's my fault. I apologize, Jimmy.
1 ball and no strikes to Pierce Cowles out of Fairfield Prep, 5'8" tall right-handed batter. And he steps out, and now a fastball sailed away on Jimmy Tooley. 1 ball, 1 strike here in game 8 out of 10 of our baseball fall showcase event at Schott Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. Fastball just a little tight. Pretty good pitch and just missed. 2 balls and 1 strike to Pierce Cowles. 3-0, I beg your pardon. That first pitch was a ball. 3-0. That is low for ball 4, and so we reset the count to 2-0.
Yeah, this is all my fault.
Yeah, he had all the strikes before, and now 4 balls in a row.
That one's on me.
And the lefty Tooley out of the stretch with nobody on base. He's got the tall orange socks up to his knees and the red shoes. And that one got the umpire in the mask. Ow. So we'll pause a little bit while he kind of catches himself. Man, over and over.
Yeah.
If you're a home plate umpire, I mean, that's, especially if you're doing, and he's not doing all 10 games behind the dish, but he's done most of them. It's just a bunch of ouchies there. It really is.
That one's, again, grateful I have the fence in front of me.
Yes. Well, you're grateful to have the mask as well.
Yeah.
But it still hurts. like a lot.
No. I mean, for me personally, sitting here, yeah.
But I'm talking about what those guys go through. Some people think, oh, they got the helmet, they got the mask, they're fine. No, that hits you in the mask, and that clears out the cobwebs significantly.
That statement only comes from a person who has never experienced that at all.
Right. That missed for ball 3 after we had the reset. So now it's 2-1. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, once you reset the count, after you get to ball 4, you reset the count. It's all fastballs. So we got a good look at Jimmy Tooley's velocity here because he's not allowed to take anything off of it now. And he threw that last one at 79. And ball 4. So now that truly is a walk after we had it reset from the first ball 4. The second ball 4, he does take his base. So you give him the extra chances and the extra fastballs to try to showcase his talents for the college coaches, but once you get to ball 4 again, you say, okay, let's move on. Go ahead and take your base. We got to keep it moving too. 6 batters maximum each inning as well, which is a rule that we really haven't run into a whole lot this weekend. But you're not going to have any big rallies. We had it happen a couple times where you had 6 batters, you had runners on base, only 2 outs, but okay, that's the 6 batter max, so that's it. Jon Heitzman takes a ball. Julie slide step forward for a strike, 1-1.
You'd have to have a seriously amazing inning to get 5 or 6 runs in an inning. Like, you really have to just.
Well, the 6th guy has to hit a home run.
Right, exactly.
Pickoff throw to first. They had him leaning, and he got back in. Yeah, Cowles got back in there, and everybody from the Connecticut dugout was screaming at him, get back, don't go anywhere. He's their leadoff guy, so one assumes pretty fast kid, too. Yeah, he's got a healthy lead there, too. On the outside corner to the lefty batting Heitzman, 1-2 in this lefty-lefty matchup. I'm telling you, Jimmy Tooley, the orange socks up to his knees and the red shoes, Wizard of Oz or what's going on. I love it. That's a bold-fashioned statement for this tall left-hander for Baseball U Philly, Jimmy Tooley.
And listen, look good, play good, feel good, all those things. If he likes the way it looks, roll with it.
That pitch missed to Heitzman.
I'm curious, are you a socks to the knees or long pants?
I wore them high.
All right. Good to hear.
Tooley is listed at 6 feet tall. I think he looks taller than what he is because he's so skinny. 6 feet and 145 pounds.
Yep.
Eat a hamburger, Jimmy Tooley. He's rail.
I'm not coming after Jimmy because that's about the measurements that I'm at. So
a little more muscle, I think, and I could, or maybe not. I mean, lean is good too.
The velo would go up with some more.
There's a foul back by Heitzman. I mean, in the legs especially. You need the muscle there, and that's where you get the power from. And hey, he's got some nice long limbs here as a left-hander, so you've got the potential there.
You've got the frame. Just
build it out. I think absolutely. 2-2. And it's lined into left field. There is a base hit for Jon Heitzman. That's a good piece of hitting. I mean, he takes an outside pitch, smacked it the opposite way, and knocks it through to left for a single.
It was a really, really good piece of hitting. Kept his bat back, saw it, worked with the pitch he was given. He wasn't trying to pull it. It's 2-strike hitting. It's really, really good work. That's textbook for him.
Michael Cardona now.
A little 2-out rally.
Yeah, well, trying anyway. He struck out swinging in the first. He had an RBI double down the left field line in the first, and here he rips it into left. Rounding third is Cowles. They're going to hold him up there. We're not going to have our third run down between third and home. And if he had tried it, I think that would have been the result. So Cowles stays there on a single to left for Michael Cardona. So let's see. Cardona is, I think, 2 for 4, 2 for 5 on the weekend. Had an RBI double yesterday and solidly struck single. Nothing cheap about that. It wasn't a little flare or anything. He hit it hard. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Brett Davino and a strike outside corner. Davino, a ground out in the second inning, is 0 for 1. Yesterday he was 2 for 2 with a couple runs scored. And a ground ball to shortstop, and I don't think it's going to beat this out. Oh, it's close. Oh, they got him. Boy, oh boy, he was hustling hard, wanted to beat that out. He's a second baseman, so one assumes he has some speed. They got him on the ground out to shortstop, and the Connecticut Black team in the fourth inning leaves them loaded. No runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 3 runners left on base here in our Baseball Fall Showcase from Dunmore, Pennsylvania. We're through 4 in Game 3. And it's Baseball U Philly 4, Baseball U Connecticut Black nothing on BFA Live Sports. Fifth inning, new pitcher for Connecticut Black is Andrew Cavini. I feel like we saw him yesterday on the mound, too. He might be the first guy that we've seen pitch in consecutive days, but my score sheets are so messy, I don't think I get to tell you for sure. I'm going off of memory. And maybe not. I mean, I saw him in the field, of course. Cavini fires in a strike to Joe Limongelli for Baseball U Philly, leading 4-0. And it's no balls and 1 strike. 4-0, and we're in the 5th. And some of these kids who have performed at the Perfect Game events in front of all the scouts there. There's a foul off by Limongelli, 0-2. The scouting reports on the Perfect Game website or on PBR, the Prep Baseball Report website. I mean, they've got all the details on these high school players. It's incredible. I love the scouting language. We talked about this some yesterday. Primarily a left-handed pitcher, elongated rocker step, back to balance. I mean, you know, all these things that I sort of kind of understand. Ball 1 to Limongelli. Let's see, ran 40-yard dash in 5.2. Smoothness through delivery. I told you they like the word smooth. Especially on pitchers, but middle infielders is what I was talking about it in reference to that phrase a couple games ago. About 5 hours ago, fouled away by Limongelli, 1-2.
Just, 4.5 hours.
That's right. Limongelli, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smoothness through delivery. High front side. Fastball worked 74 to 76 with command to both sides. I like reading this because it's not just info for me. This is what these coaches are looking for and looking at as well. And you better believe that they've read his report on the Perfect Game site. And this kid himself, Andrew Cavini, has read his own report. He knows what they're saying about him. It's right here on the internet. Lehman Jelly takes ball 2. I mean, these kids have read their perfect.
You have to.
Now, not everyone has reports on perfect games. It depends on whether you've participated in the right tournaments or not. Lehman Jelly takes outside ball 3. But they have him 74-76. Hits from slightly closed stance, loads back deep, hands preloaded and cocked, strength present, through 74 across the diamond also. So they've got his velo across the diamond
position
for
velo.
A high school kid. But it lists him here as a lefty pitcher, outfielder, first base. So he might have been playing third. Ground ball down the line, fair ball for Lehman Jelly. Squeezed it between the third baseman and the bag.
2 hits for him now.
And they're both to left.
Getting back to reading your reports, you got to read your reports. I mean, these scouts isn't Joe Schmo on the internet telling you what you are or what you aren't. I mean, these scouts are well plugged in. They know a lot of people in the baseball industry. If they're saying something about you from what they've seen, it's coming from a place of knowledge. You'd be doing yourself.
They're smart guys.
Right. You'd be doing yourself a disservice not to be reading these reports.
And that's what these coaches. I mean, some of them have been scouts before as well, and it depends on your preference. Do you like coaching your own kids and the competitive juices and trying to win? Because the scouting life, you're traveling around on your own, and you see different guys that as they bounce around. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It is low, and ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
I think I'd enjoy that. I think I'd enjoy the traveling around.
It's a competitive business. I can tell you that for sure.
And when I say enjoy it, I don't mean by any means that it's easy. Don't let anyone misconstrue that.
Here's a swing and a miss, a high fastball, and the runner, Lehman Jelly, dives back into first on the throwdown from the catcher, which I think is now Christian Smith. Yeah, that's 55. So Smith took over at catcher and tried to pick him off at first and had a pretty good gun down there. That fastball missing high to Eric Stradling, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. I mean, back in the day, scouts would not get velocities on pitches across the diamond. It wouldn't be up on the internet for everyone to see either. There is a ball high to Stradling, so we reset the count after ball 4. I don't think 20 years ago anybody knew or cared so much about velocities on infielder throws. High fly ball, Brett Davino has it. He's underneath and he's catching, and there's one gone. It was a thing where you just could tell, does he have a good arm or not a good arm, or medium arm. That's where people left it. Do you have a good arm if you're fading away from in the hole at shortstop? Nobody knew what anybody's velocity was. Nobody knew if somebody's throwing 100 miles an hour across the diamond. Now that's analyzed. And, obviously it's a hop step as opposed to a wind up. I mean, it's different throwing across the diamond. It's amazing to me.
And, that's where the evolution of scouting is.
Yes.
You now have these numbers that can tell you what you're seeing, so you can really key in on other things, smaller things, smaller details, about the way they're playing, about what they can do.
They should have been looking at this before. There's only so many radar guns to go around. Bouncing ball to second. Davino steps on the bag. And actually, I beg your pardon, that's Coyne, I think, playing second base now. He steps on the base and throws across to first and got him for a double play. 4-3. Jake Schilling bounces out. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. And Baseball U Philly leading Baseball U Connecticut Black 4-0 in the middle of the 5th inning on BFA Live Sports. Well, today is kind of a big day for Colin Fang with a 2-run homer and with 5 strikeouts here in this showcase event. I'm just sort of looking up some of his history, and he's not exactly the biggest secret in the world. 14 years old, and he won the pitch, hit, and run competition at the Major League All-Star game. He was a big deal then, too, and scouts are probably noticing him then at 14, I promise you. Alberto Cantillini takes a strike from Jimmy Tooley. No balls and 1 strike. He had been to Nationals Park 2 years before for the previous level of the pitch, hit, and run. This time he returned as a qualifier for the finals, and he won the whole thing while hanging out with some Major League All-Stars. He said, I saw Jesus Aguilar, and we were on the field when he was hitting, and he was really big. Colin Fang's quote when he was 14 years old. So, yeah, we can see it. He can pitch and he can hit.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him do the same thing here on a slightly smaller scale than Nationals Park in Washington.
The only thing we haven't really need to see is him running because we saw the home run trot.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's a strike to Cantillini, and he goes down looking. A strikeout for Jimmy Tooley. Connecticut Black looking for their first run of the game here. And they've had a lot of strikeouts here, and that was the same thing with Connecticut Orange, and obviously it's all part of Baseball U Connecticut, so certain bit of similarity with the hitting philosophies, one would assume, even with slightly different coaches. Here is Kevin Catragata and a full cut for the third baseman, who shoots it backwards foul. 0-1. It's 4-0. Baseball U Philly leads Connecticut Black. We are in the bottom of the 5th in game 3 out of 5. And we began at 8 a.m., which is a first for me, except for yesterday. Yesterday was the true first. This is both days combined. Catragata taking a fastball that missed.
This is also the earliest start for me I've ever done.
Here comes the 1-1. That missed.
And I said it earlier. I intentionally schedule my classes or classes that I know will be difficult after 11 a.m. because that's the sweet spot for my brain. I can work.
That's a smart strategy.
I can work till 2, 3 a.m. in terms of getting stuff done and be efficient. I just cannot do it on the flip side of the morning. That's just not how I work.
Playing morning baseball, then broadcasting live sports at 8 a.m. I'm here to tell you it's weird. It's 2-2 to Kevin Catragata, and there's a big cut and a miss, and Tooley put it right there on the outside corner with a good pitch, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for number 24, Jimmy Tooley out of Hatboro Horsham High. He's a senior and a 6-foot-tall lefty.
So they have 9 of the 14 outs so far have been strikeouts by...
I got 9 strikeouts. Yeah, 5 for Fang and 4 for Tooley.
Crazy.
And Connecticut Orange had 12 strikeouts for their batters yesterday, and they were going down quite a bit on K's in their game earlier today. That pitch missed a ball to Michael Coyne, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Michael Coyne out of Fairfield Prep. Tooley with those tall orange socks out of the stretch for the tall, skinny left-hander here, and his 1-1 missed a little away. 2-1.
Coyne had a single in his first AB.
And Coyne has played in all 4 games. They bounced him back and forth between Connecticut Orange and Connecticut Black, so he's playing for both of the teams and getting more reps and consequently more looks by the college coaches who are here this weekend. And he swung and missed on that last one, 2-2.
That group is firmly in place for this game.
Oh, cut on and missed. And Jimmy Tooley strikes out the side and has 5 strikeouts in 2 innings after Colin Fang had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. So fairly consistently around 77 or so for Jimmy Tooley. 3 straight strikeouts. And here we are through 5. And it is a 4-0 lead for Baseball U Philly over Baseball U Connecticut Black here on BFA Live Sports. Matt Vavona is way ahead of a changeup here. And we're in the 6th. And I beg your pardon. Let me get this right. Alex Martin way ahead of a changeup. And here's a ground ball to third, and that is a good, strong throw across for the out on Alex Martin. And one gone in the 6th inning. So this is still Cavini, correct?
I would assume so.
Yes. And this is Jon Pinciotti on an RBI double to left in the 4th and an RBI sac fly in the 1st. So he has 2 RBIs. And Callan Fang has the 2 other RBIs on his absolute shot of a 2-run homer to right. Just our 2nd home run of this showcase event. 0-1 after that foul ball by Pinciotti. And he grounds it to short and circling around and throwing off of 1 foot. Boy, that's a nice play to get it across like that. I think that's a pretty sharp play. That's Pierce Cowles, right? Number 10 at shortstop. And I like that play. The way that he circled around that ball and got his momentum going the correct way.
It's impressive if you're able to pull that one off, especially at this age. That's a unique ability.
Matthew Edwards takes a ball outside from Cavini. 1 ball and no strikes to Edwards. Matt Edwards is 0 for 2. He struck out in the 1st and flied out in the 4th and takes outside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. With 2 outs and nobody on. And there's big Callan Fang waiting on deck. Big swing and a miss. And a good fastball from Andrew Cavini with a little bit of movement on it. Kind of a little rise tail at the end of that.
Edwards just a little bit behind that one.
2-1 pitch. And that missed high. 3 balls and 1 strike.
He really takes a big step in to get going. That stance is open, and then he takes a real step towards that ball.
And that missed high and away for ball 4, and so we reset the count to 2-1, and we have all fastballs from here on. We're in the 6th, and it's 4-0 for Philly over Connecticut. And 2 more games after this one. Have the sun kind of behind us, then over us, and then it's back behind us to the other way now. Fouled away. And a full count to Edwards. We are scheduled for our next game at 2:30. Sometimes that's flexible by a couple of minutes before or after. But the next game is the Taconic Rangers against the other BU Philly team, BU Philly Lindsay coached. Edwards, a swing and a miss, a strikeout, and down goes Matt Edwards. Andrew Cavini put him away in order here in the 6th. We're in the middle of the 6th inning here in Game 3 of our quintuple header fall baseball showcase today for 11 college coaches with 9 teams playing a combined 10 games. It's Baseball U Philly 4, Connecticut Black nothing on BFA Live Sports. Well, you can see on the graphic there between innings, it's Alex Martin from Pennsbury High School, who is coming in as the third pitcher of the game for Philly Torressani. And then we have the other Baseball U Philly team, Philly Lindsay, coming up in the next game. Jimmy Tooley had 5 strikeouts in 2 innings after Callan Fang had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure that adds up to 10 strikeouts of Connecticut batters from the 2 Philly pitchers as Vivona takes a ball from Alex Martin, number 60.
I haven't taken a math class since high school, but I
Yeah.
believe I agree with you.
And there's a ball that missed. Alex Martin out of Pennsbury High School. He's a senior and a 6-foot-tall right-hander who plays some middle infield and shortstop primarily. That 1-1 is missing on a breaking ball inside on Vivona. 2 balls and 1 strike to the righty batting left fielder, Matt Vivona. Reached on a fielder's choice. There's a foul tip, 2-2. And a couple batters later, eventually, he thought the inning was over. He rudely learned that he was wrong, and he was stuck, hung out to dry in a rundown, a fairly lengthy rundown, between third and home. He bounced it off the wood bat there to short. He might have even broken his bat. And it's fielded out there at shortstop. They throw him out. Sounded like it might have.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, they're taking. Yep. Yeah,
that's a broken bat.
Yeah, I can recognize a broken bat sound when I hear it, for sure. They just tested it. It didn't shatter in 2, but there's definitely a crack in there. So Vivona loses on the at-bat, and he loses a bat as well. And now Christian Smith, 0 for 1 with a strike. Fired in there by Alex Martin on a fastball. Smith struck out swinging in the 3rd, and so he is 0 for 1 in this game.
And you can feel the sting on the hands of that breaking that bat. Just in this cold weather right now, you're not used to it. Oh.
Well, we had a kid yesterday, and we had 5 games, so I couldn't tell you when or who, but he broke his bat, and it sounded like it to both of us, and he didn't know it. He didn't think it, and I'm looking at Chris, and we both think it's broken. He didn't feel it. Here's a high fly. It is belted out to right center. It's off the top of the fence. It gets away from the center fielder a little. Christian Smith is in at second with a stand-up double. And, hey, listen to his teammates there. They're here rallying for each other. They're just trying to get on the board. They're down 4-0. They have 2 innings to go, and they want to put together as big a rally as they can amongst their 6 batters that they get. So a double to right center is belted off the fence by Christian Smith.
Just a good piece of hitting, just taking the ball where it is, working that towards the right center gap. Find yourself on second base. He's any other fence.
Yeah.
And he's got himself over.
Yeah, maybe. I was kind of thinking that possibility too. Maybe. Matt Spenner looking at a strike. And now a ground ball smash through short and third. Base hit single to left. Smith up to third. Hey, Connecticut Black threatened in the 4th. They had him loaded. Their base running failed them a little bit, but they had a 2-out threat in the 4th inning as well. So Spenner singles, and they put him at 1st and 3rd with 1 out here in the 6th and some energy from the Connecticut Black dugout. They want to get it going here. And this should be Ben Chirico, and it is. That pitch is low and in, ball 1. So anyway, the batter yesterday, he broke his bat. It sounded like it. He didn't think so. He was ready to step back in there. To everyone else, it sounded like it was broken. They finally convinced him to test it, and yeah, it was shattered inside. And I don't know how he didn't feel it. That's what surprised me, because normally you feel it in your hands. But there's the 1% of the time, I guess, where it hit the right spot and didn't really feel too terrible in the hands. All right, so a lot of times you think you feel it in the hands and you test it and, no, okay, I guess it's okay. Thought I felt something.
I felt that way more often than I didn't feel it and it was broken.
I mean, you can get that if you hit it off the end of the stick and it gets a little vibration there. Check swing, fastball high from Alex Martin. 2 balls, no strikes. 1st and 3rd for Connecticut Black. Let's see here. 2, 3, 4. They got 6 hits, so they're hitting the ball okay. Low and away, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. So Connecticut, no runs on 6 hits, no errors. Philly, 4 runs on 7 hits. I think we've had no errors this game. There goes the runner on sort of a delayed steal. He's going to take it without a throw. They're not going to worry about him. It's a stolen base. And now where are we on Chirico? 3-0. Big cut and a foul tip, kind of off the end of the stick there. I mean, he's got the metal bat. We had the wood bat broken. I mean, obviously the metal bat, you can drive it more, but here it's about showcasing your talents as well. And so some of the kids are going with the wood bat, which is a little bit of a handicap for them, but if they end up hitting it well with the wood bat, then it looks impressive. Here's a grounder out to third, and their only chance is to try to get the out at second. He caught it in the air. I beg your pardon. That was a looping liner.
Yes.
That's why he threw to second. I thought, why is he not throwing to first? But he caught it in the air and then tried to get the double play at second. That wasn't happening. So a line out to third for the second out of the inning.
Good job, Pinciotti there. Catch it out of the air, recognizing the runner on second a little bit off.
And here is, let's see, Finn Popkin, number 91. And takes in the dirt. Good block in front to keep those runners at their stations. 1 ball, no strikes to Finn Popkin. With runners at second and third, Spenner and Smith. Alex Martin pitches. And he left it high for ball 2. 2-0.
And I get this isn't competitive necessarily, but 2 on, 2 out. You got to be feeling the juices flowing a bit to knock these guys in.
There's a belt buckle high fastball strike outside corner 2-1. Well, I guarantee you if he delivers to drive in 2 right here with 2 outs, those kids over there to our right in the first base dugout are going to be making a lot of noise. They're already pumped just for the threat. Check swing high, ball 3. They're pumped just because he took ball 3, had a good eye. I mean, you got some voices, got some teamwork going on. 3 balls, 1 strike. Martin and him in a little jam himself. Check swing, foul tip. Got the ump there, too. Yeah, walk it off. Full count. It's another walk it off.
Yeah, he's taking a beating in this last hour or so.
It was worse on him yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Martin, I don't even know if he has socks. Those pants are about to cover up his shoes.
Yeah.
Compared with the other kid with the red socks up to his knees. Different fashion statements here. Check swing. That pitch misses low, ball 4, so we reset the count, and that's another good block in front to keep the runners from going anywhere. Who's our catcher right now?
That's number 8, so Limongelli.
Okay. Well, I like that. Good work behind the dish by Limongelli. That pitch missed high for another ball.
I can't get over how cool his name is.
It is a very cool. We have some cool names here. I mean, 9 teams are going to get some good names. All right, so now you're back to a 3-2 count, strike 3. Fastball at the knees, outside corner, and he gets that call. Alex Martin strikes him out. Finn Popkin goes down looking. And another threat for Connecticut Black. They left him loaded in the 4th. Here in the 6th, they leave him at second and third. So they've had a ton of runners on base. A couple others have been thrown out on the bases, including between third and home. But nobody's touched the plate. No runs on 2 hits, and 2 runners are left on base. We are at the end of 6, and it is Baseball U Philly 4, Connecticut Black nothing on BFA Live Sports. New pitcher for Connecticut Black will be Max Foster. And he steps in here for the 7th inning, and he's going to be going up against Callan Fang, who shined at the 2018 All-Star Game in the run, hit, and field competition. Or the pitch, hit, and run, I beg your pardon. 2 years ago. Doesn't, I can believe he could win competitions like that 2 years ago. And he takes a ball, does Fang. He had a 2-run homer in the 4th, and as a pitcher today, he had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. So this kid's looking very good, and he's swinging for another, too, against Max Foster. And he came up empty, and it's 1-1.
This is kind of a throwing Max Foster out there being like, best of luck, here you go, prove yourself real quick. With the
Pennsbury high product. Cut and a miss, and it was 0-2 actually. I said 1-1. So he strikes out swinging, not nearly as exciting as his home run. I have had the count wrong a couple times, or more than that, but I had his home run as being on a 3-0 count in the 4th. But in this type of showcase event, go ahead and take your licks 3-0 and see what you can do. Jimmy Tooley is looking at a strike from Max Foster. No balls and 1 strike. Tooley, we had pitching earlier in this game. And Max Foster, number 68, out of Bethel High, Connecticut. And 6'1", missed with that pitch. Working quickly here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little flare and a shallow left. Yeah, that'll fall. Base hit single for Jimmy Tooley. And he has a base knock after he'd been 0 for 2 beforehand. 4-0 Philly, and we're in the 7th for Baseball U Philly Torressani. 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. Baseball U Connecticut Black, no runs on 6 hits, 7 hits, and no errors. So they have almost as many hits, but it's a 4-0 game. Throw it at first, looking at Tooley, look over there. And now Blake Silber looking at a fastball inside for Max Foster for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Silber, who grounded out to second in the 2nd inning, and he struck out swinging in the 4th against Andrew Castellucci. Another look over there. Fairly quick move from Foster, I think.
I think if I'm doing my math correctly, in this game alone, we've had more hits than the first 2 games combined.
Yeah, definitely. Silber fouled that one off his foot. That's a little hot foot. He's going to walk that off and probably bruised it a little bit there. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the 7th inning, and we're kind of ahead of schedule a little bit. Next game is at 2:30, or scheduled for 2:30. That pitch missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike now. 2:30 for the Taconic Rangers under 18s against the BU Philly Lindsay coach squad under 18s. That's our plan anyway. Little bouncer foul to Silber, 2-2. You have 7 innings or 2 hours max. We haven't had a game that's run short of 7 innings. We've gotten them all in within the 2 hours, and part of that is, well, we've had a lot of good pitching and decent defense, and sometimes not a whole lot of hitting. But also the 6-batter rule, which we haven't even had to get to. There's a swing and a miss on a change. It bounced in there. And so the catcher's Christian Smith, I believe, and he's going to throw on Blake Silber for the strikeout, and then 2-3 on the out at first. Yeah, that's Christian Smith back there. 2 outs for Joe Limongelli. A couple singles today for Limongelli. After he had 3 strikeouts in 3 at-bats yesterday. So you want to talk about redemption, and, you take your second opportunity, and 2 for 2 is a whole lot better than 3 capital Ks, and he looks at ball 1. Couple of singles to left field pulled out there for the very open stance of Limongelli. That ball got past the catcher, Smith, glanced off of his glove, and I think that's a passed ball here for Tooley to advance to second base. 2 balls, no strikes. To Joe Limongelli, we're in the 7th and last inning here, with Connecticut Black trailing 4-0 despite a couple pretty good threats.
Yeah.
But the Philly pitchers work out of it, and Connecticut can't come through with the big hit at the right time. Limongelli taking a strike. It's 2-1. Max Foster out of the stretch. Lehman Jelly fouls it back, got under it, and tipped it back to the screen. And it's 2-2.
I am leaving this pitch outside. Lehman Jelly has proven that he can really pull the ball and make solid contacts.
He wants
on
to
that
pull.
Inner half of the plate. Leave him something outside. See if he could take it the other way.
Foster throwing in the low, almost mid-80s here. And there's a ball.
He went exactly the opposite of where I told him.
Well, hey, the double reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big game of rock, paper, scissors, practically. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and they're looking at the runner at second. Now he pours plate or a breaking ball. He bent it in there. Lehman Jelly knew it. He actually sprinted out of there before it was even called a strike. He knew. He wasn't going to wait and hope. He knew he was done. He got fooled on the change, and you know a change might be coming, but a 3-2 change, he goes down.
If I knew Foster could pull that out of his bag of tricks, I would have just adjusted that off the top.
There you go. Yeah, you don't know what he's got. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. Last chance for Connecticut Black. They are trailing 4-0. Bottom of the 7th, forthcoming on BFA Live Sports.
Somebody give me a glove, I'll do it.
Along with Ray Dunn, this is Bob Rotrug with you on BFA Live Sports, our exclusive coverage of the Baseball U Fall Showcase event from Schatz Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. 9 teams, 10 games over 2 days, and coaches from 11 colleges, and they're all looking for talent. Here is Alex Martin, his second inning of work, to Pierce Cowles, who ducks out of the way of ball 1.
The coaches have come to the right place. We've got some quality showcase today.
There's ball 2. We can hear the dings of the metal bats in the background. The teams for the next game get to warm up in the batting cages, so they get a few hacks. They can get there for 40 minutes to an hour before the game and kind of trade off. That one bent in. And now the next pitch from Alex Martin. That missed a little low and away. That was the 3-0 pitch that missed, so now we have the reset from ball 4 to 2-0, and it's all fastballs from here. And he missed low and in there again. Connecticut Black trailing 4-0 here in the 7th inning. They had him loaded in the 4th, but with 2 outs. They had him at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th with 1 out. It was a looping liner for one of the outs. There's ball 4, which is really ball 6. So Alex Martin couldn't find the strike zone there. Pierce Cowles is aboard. In order for Connecticut Black to officially come back, and again, it's a showcase event, so we do keep score, but it isn't critical. It's not a win-loss record per se. But in order for them to come back, they would have to score their 4 runs within 6 batters, which is the maximum. So that's a rule for this showcase event, and it's a common rule. It's not just for this one. Heitzman fouled it back 0-1.
Yeah, you're looking at a near perfect inning for them to do it. But hey, why not?
If the 5th batter gets on and they've put in 3, then you need to double or home run or something from the sixth guy to get there. Heitzman swing and a miss, 0-2. You don't have a whole lot of room to mess around.
No.
When you're down 4 and you only get 6 batters. But they have one base runner aboard, and so that's how they start. Jon Heitzman has a pair of singles today. And they've got a bunch of hits. They have 7 hits. Throw over there to check on the runner Cowles. I mean, is he really going to be running in a 4-0 game? I mean, who knows, because it's a showcase event, right? And they are actually guarding him over there and treating it like a regular situation as opposed to a 4-run game in the last inning where strategy would normally change. That high and away fastball, Heitzman goes chasing and he ends up striking out. He is victimized and out for the first time today. Finishes today 2 for 3 and finishes the weekend 2 for 5. He had a walk and a run scored yesterday, and he also reached on an error. Myco Cardona, and a high fly left field foul.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Game 4 of 5 from Dunmore, Pennsylvania. This is the Baseball U Fall Showcase. We got the Taconic Rangers taking on the Baseball U Pennsylvania Philly Lindsay team. And that's Philly leading it off here. The away team batting. And the first batter is Matt Benner. And on the mound is Dylan Joseph, 2021 right-handed pitcher from John J. Fishkill. 1-1 count to Benner now. Been with us throughout the day. You've caught 3 great games. We've seen a lot of good pitching today. The bat's starting to warm up as the weather has. Benner fouls this one back, 1-2.
That got him. Again. I feel for this umpire. I really do.
Umpire certainly taking a beating the last 2 days.
Okay, so Dylan Joseph, and he's not even on the roster, so he's kind of a new player that didn't appear. We had to run over there to the coach, and that's Robert Fletcher, and ask, okay, 34, who's that? Okay, Dylan Joseph out of Hopewell Junction, New York, and John J. East Fishkill High.
Nothing like a little pregame fun for us.
Well, this perfect game has him as on the Taconic Rangers, so he just wasn't on the roster. But he has been. It's not like they just picked him up yesterday. Yeah. And he's 17 years old, and he's a senior. And tops out at 83 miles an hour in the fastball on his last scouting report on perfect game for Dylan Joseph.
Well, here you got a chance. Got 2 strikes on Benner. That ball is outside.
Yeah, that's Adam Agresti behind the plate. And he tried to frame that on the corner. He didn't quite get it, but he made it close enough. He almost got it.
And now the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. So Benner working it well. Fouling him off, keeping himself alive.
Taconic comes out here, and they wear these kind of Dodgers-like looking uniforms where they have the Texas Rangers font on the cap for the Taconic. I think it's a terrific look. They lost yesterday in one of the games that Baseball U New Jersey won, and Taconic had 7 hits, but they lost 3-1. Took some good defense to get them out, too. It was a pretty good game.
7 hits sounds like a dream to me. I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been kind of hard to come by, right? And with all the good pitching and hitting that we've had throughout the course of this fall showcase event.
This one skied on the right side of the field. Second baseman trying to get under it, and he
caught it.
Makes the catch. So it's blind.
I saw that one. Normally you're seeing it when I can't, but this one I saw it, and your view was obstructed a little.
So 1 away, and that brings up Eric Chandler, middle infielder for Philly.
All right, so Baseball U with Coach Kyle Lindsay, and that was our first game yesterday. We saw him at 8 a.m. yesterday, bright and early, and they defeated PA Scranton, led by Coach Guy, 3-1 yesterday, and they had 10 hits.
There you go. Oh, we got 2 teams that can hit the ball.
Yes.
Chandler from LaSalle College High School. Stands 5'9", 170. Also a senior, 2021. From the stretch. That one's inside.
Good looking fastball there. A 6 foot 1 inch tall right-hander for this senior.
He's behind the count 2-1.
Little meat to him. He's not quite as rail thin as a couple of the other kids that we've seen, so little muscle there.
This one ripped foul.
Chandler yesterday, in game 1 out of our 10 total, he had a couple doubles, and he blasted both of them to right. I'm pretty sure that one of them was off the fence in right and barely fair, and the other one he kept fair, maybe right on the line. They were both knocked out that way, the opposite way, but he got it pretty good on both of them. So let's see what he can do today. A couple more doubles, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
And primarily plays middle infield, and he's going to be playing on both sides of the second base bag today.
I would like to point out, just observation here, is this pitch is line foul. The coach cohort has decided that since the shade has taken over
Yes.
on the third base side, they have moved to the first base side.
That is a motley crew over there, all kicking back in the lawn chairs.
It looks like a
If I
great
ever
time.
see-
Looks
yeah.
like an absolutely fun time over there.
Well, it looks like they're camped out for 4th of July fireworks, and they should be getting some beers and just, that many people all
Yes.
sitting together in lawn chairs like that. Is the parade route coming this way? Is that why you guys are here? I mean, they came prepared. They all came with their lawn chairs, right? They know what the score is on these. They know what the deal is.
And they knew the time to move over. This will be, the 3-2 pitch. Forgetting that we reset.
He took ball 4, right? Yeah, and we reset the count.
I thought I'd missed a reset there.
That happened a dozen times yesterday, I bet. That's the first time that happened today. And maybe not a dozen, but 5, 6,
you
7
feel
times.
like you've earned the
something.
base by keeping the eye on it. Now 2-2. Ground ball foul.
So
Not making it easy on Joseph earlier.
Kyle Lindsay, who's down there in the third base box for Baseball U Philly, he's a guy that previously played at Misericordia just a few years ago. They're all young to me, but he wasn't long ago he was a player.
Hit to left, and left fielder able to slide over just a few steps.
Lindsay is also an assistant baseball coach at Arcadia, and he's doing some scouting for his own program, not just from this team, but from the other teams as well. And this is an opportunity for, coaches and players to mingle a little bit. Well, hey, how you doing? And what are your prospects?
Yes.
And, kind of get to know you a little bit. And, yeah, we might be interested. Let's talk.
This first pitch fouled all the way back. But, yes, this is a nice little, hey, so baseball, the next level. What do you know? What do I know?
What do you think? And who's talking? Have you talked with others?
Yeah. What can I do for you?
Well, there's a lot of that. So it's a showcase, but it's also a little networking, a little chatter.
Yes, many of us network with ties on. These guys are networking with baseball pants on.
Right.
Works for everyone. 1-1 on the way from Joseph. Now back again.
And it goes both ways. The players are looking to get college opportunities to parlay their baseball talents into scholarships and educations. These coaches are looking for talent so they can have a winning program.
Yeah.
Right? They're all hungry. And it's all of them. They're all after the same guys, right?
Yes. Yes, that's why they're all friendly down there down the line. But as this one's skied to left, and it's going to drop in there. No one able to get to it. And now running towards second. Heads up play right there. Whitlinger able to get himself a double on a bloop hit into left field.
Yeah, I thought the left fielder had a chance to get to that. That was Phil Mashia who was running in, but it was hit high enough, you thought, right?
Right.
But it was a long run and kind of one of those in no man's land. So they'll take it. You got a little bloop double to shallow left.
If you've been listening to me all day, you've heard me say the word communication way too many times, but
I wonder if that was part of it there. The third baseman and shortstop couldn't really get there, I don't think.
Yeah, that's when you got to tell them to get out of the way and just start come running in hard as left fielders. The runner is off, and this one is hit to left field, and that will wrap up the inning. So they do get one on, a double from Whitlinger, so one hit, but they do not get one across. We head to the bottom of the first inning, all knotted up at 0. Welcome back, bottom of the first inning. Bob Roadtruck with me. I'm Ray Dunn. The Tacoma Rangers coming to bat here. Colin Williams on the mound for the Bupa Philly team.
Yeah, he's already a commit for Radford University. Virginia. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And out of Council Rock North High School as a senior.
And we got Sean Camacho up to start, and then shows bunt, but takes it.
Yeah, we're picking up their lineup as we go
Yes.
for Taconic.
Camacho, 2022, plays the outfield from Ketchum High School. And he grounds this one to first. Fielded cleanly, walk on.
That's
over
close.
to
They
first.
got him. Yeah. Camacho can book it. He went 0 for 3 yesterday, and now he's 0 for 4, and he's their leadoff guy, so we might have a similar lineup, and I take it back. So Brendan Tulo will be the next batter.
Benjamin Tulo to bat, middle infielder.
Benjamin, yes, okay.
Year 2022, also Ketchum, so you got same year, same school as the leadoff man Camacho. And this one, low and in.
He had a couple ground outs yesterday. He went 0 for 2 in Taconic's 3-1 loss against Baseball U New Jersey, who is the team that has taken the trophy that we don't have, but they've gone 4-0. They were terrific.
Common theme for them. Anyone who played New Jersey going home a little empty-handed afterwards. That's in there for a strike.
That's a good pitch from Colin Williams. He brings pretty good velocity for a 6-foot left-hander. This is why he's on his way to college. He's throwing in the mid-80s already here in this game.
Wines kicks that one in the dirt.
So let me see. They have 4 players just on the Philly Lindsay team that have already committed to different colleges, including this left-handed pitcher, Colin Williams.
Ground ball to second, fielded cleanly. The throw to first in time, and there are 2 away. Good job over there at second base. That would be number 10. That's Kyle Kruppa. 4-3 on the putout, and now
we're seeing who's coming up here, right?
number 23. That's
that's Kyle Kremen. Yeah.
First pitch to him, and therefore strike. Kremen, a senior, 2021, right-handed pitcher and a third baseman from Kennedy Catholic. Quite a few guys from Kennedy Catholic on this squad. And the 0-1 pitch to him, low and away, 1-1. That one's on the outside corner, 1-2.
Trying to look up Colin Williams and some of his stats, but as one might assume, there's more than one Colin Williams out there. I like the guys who have the names that are more unique, because then they're going to be the first one that shows up on Google.
Just watching Colin Williams. It's interesting to see different timing he's got to the plate. This one, a ground ball to first. Williams got to hustle to get over there. Does he get there in time?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, he didn't get a good jump, but he made it work.
Number 3 on that one. So both teams failed to score in the first inning. 1-2-3 goes the Rangers. We head to the second here on BFA Live Sports. Top of the second inning here. Shaw Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. The Baseball U Fall Showcase. We're on Game 4. Game 5 will be up right after this. As Dylan Joseph fires away at the first pitch, then that's inside for a ball. RJ Agris up to bat. Corner infielder, and he grounds this one down line. Athletic move there by the coach.
He drilled that. I mean, he got ahead of it. And Prep Baseball Report, PBR, as it's known in the biz, they got him at an 88 exit velo on one of his swings on an earlier scouting look. That's pretty good for
really good.
For that age. Yeah, that's dandy.
Would not want to be on the other side of one of his line drives. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. It's from North Penn High School. This one foul back. High school of all my roommates. So much so at this point that when people ask where I went to high school, sometimes I just answer North Penn.
Sure, why not?
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First strikeout for Joseph. And now Tony Rossi comes to bat. Another corner infielder.
That strikeout sounded loud, didn't it? I mean, it popped the glove pretty good. Well, it was a breaking ball, though.
Ground ball to shortstop. Fielded cleanly, fires across the diamond in time. There's 2 away.
Very quickly. So that was J.J. O'Neill, correct?
Yes, J.J. O'Neill coming to bat. Outfielder from Downingtown East High School. This is
O'Neill. I missed somebody between Agris and
that was Tony
O'Neill.
Rossi that just
that was Rossi
out
that
to
batted.
shortstop.
Okay.
O'Neill committed to Eastern University. And also a senior, so class of 2021 down Downingtown East. This is my neck of the woods here. These high schools. This
Sure,
team
of course.
is from my area. This one, low and away. A 2-0 now to O'Neill. Joseph from the stretch, kicks, fires. That one is also low, 3-0.
He steps out and catches his breath here, just resetting himself some.
Well, he's 1 ball away from the reset. And he will get it, so now 2-0. Makes me question if we could begin saying the phrase, counts 4-0, counts 5-0.
Yeah, seriously. More or less, it's almost what it is.
This one, ground ball. I think that caught him as it went down the third base line. 2-1. O'Neill.
O'Neill had an infield single yesterday. He also hit one hard that turned into a line-out double play into the shortstop. Just bad luck on that one in our morning game. These guys played at 8 a.m. yesterday.
They've had some considerable time off.
Yes, exactly. They play in Game 1, and they play again in Game 9.
Let's explore the town a little bit. Get to know the Scranton area. One has to question maybe they even went home. Ground ball down the third base line and foul. Most of these people about 2 hours-ish from the area. Again, I know because of the commute this morning.
Yeah, a lot of carpooling to get up here and a lot of dedication to just show up and get to play other teams other than themselves. And a lot of these teams have played each other before.
It's a line drive to right field. That one should be in for a base hit, and it is. You never know how shallow that right field is, but O'Neill hustling down the line the whole way gets himself a base hit. So now Zach Zielinski, the outfielder, coming to bat from Great Valley High School, standing at 6 foot tall, 175 pounds. He's also a senior. So a 2-out base runner, and this one's lined into the left center field gap. O'Neal going around second. That one just keeps on rolling. O'Neal coming around third. He's being waved home. He will score. And so Zielinski double that brings home a run for Philly. It is 1-0.
Nice piece of hitting by Zielinski, and he goes the other way, and he just lifts that right over the shortstop. And on this turf, it's going to keep on bouncing all the way to the wall. Zielinski had a hit yesterday, so now he's 2 for 4 on this weekend showcase.
Tackle on the RBI for him. Kyle Kruppa coming up to bat. And he takes this one into left field, but it is caught. And that will retire the side. So a little 2-out rally. 2 hits in this inning and a run for Philly. They lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on BFA Sports. Welcome back, bottom of the second inning. BUPA Philly taking a 1-0 lead in the top half. Now returning to the mound is Colin Williams for them. The first pitch here is outside. Adam Agresti coming up for the Rangers.
Oh, this is Agresti, yeah.
20.
Mazzata's batting this inning too, or at least he had a bat, but Agresti's up right now.
Might have just been very excited. Been the first one out of the dugout to get ready to hit.
Yes.
And this one's fouled. Out of play.
So Agresti's their catcher. And, we're looking at Colin Williams here on the mound, and he's on his way to Radford University. That's in Radford, Virginia. I knew it was a Virginia team. That's a D1 program, too.
I believed you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a D1 program, and he's already a commit there. And you can see why. I mean, he's throwing low to mid-80s. And he's got good stuff, and it looks to me, and we've said this about a few guys, but he knows how to pitch. Mm-hmm. Some other guys, I don't know if they really get it yet, right. But some guys, you just look at them and they look like they get it.
Now he kicks and fires. In and out of the glove. 2-2 count. Agresti gonna dig back in. 2023 Kennedy Catholic High School. He's got a couple years. Pitch, high and away.
Dropped his arm slot a little bit on that one, didn't he? Yeah, kind of snapped it up.
And what we would typically refer to in normal baseball settings as the payoff pitch, but this really could just result in
it's not really a payoff.
And so we will reset the count 2-2. Agresti battling. This one, good piece of hitting. It is caught in center field. Hit that one hard and far, but right where they were playing him, so good work out
Yeah,
there
that was
by
good.
the outfield.
That's good contact for Agresti, and I kind of like his rhythm on his swing, kind of a slightly open stance, and he's ready to drive the ball. Went the opposite way with that pitch from Colin Williams, which was an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. That's why it's a smidge behind, because Colin Williams can bring it. Calvin Diamond here.
A break right there. Baseball no longer able to be used after it was hit so hard. Now Calvin Diamond, as you said, to the plate, takes first pitch, first strike. Diamond, class of 2022, right-handed pitcher and a first baseman. He also is from Candy Catholic. Sets a pattern. This one's away.
Yeah, kind of sailed on him there. I mean, the scouting report on Colin Williams had him at around 82, 84. Today we've got him 84, 85. So he's gaining velocity.
Somebody's been lifting over quarantine.
Yeah, maybe. That's true.
1-2.
I mean, it's got a little movement to it.
Yeah.
It's some good stuff here for this future Radford University pitcher.
Radford fans, Radford coaches watching right now, you might be licking your chops a little bit.
There's a good chance somebody from Radford is.
And foul tip caught. He is retired. First strikeout for Williams.
I mean, these college coaches, they've got their commits all over the place, right? So watching on broadcasts like this, they're not always broadcast a showcase event. So when it is, and it's one of your kids, and they end up knowing that it's going to be a broadcast, you better believe that they're going to watch it, or maybe on replay, to see how he looks, and then get excited because Colin Williams looks pretty darn good to me.
Yeah. As long as they're not watching it on mute. That ball is away.
Yeah, this is Nicholas Mazzata.
2 outs. As Williams retired all 5 he's seen so far. Mazzata coming to the dish. Another class of 2022 guy, and like many of his teammates, Candy Catholic, 7 of them on this roster. Swings and misses at that pitch.
I mean, he couldn't catch up to it.
No.
I mean, this is some serious gas from this, and he's a lefty too.
Kicks, fires, in there for a strike.
And that had serious cut to it too. So he's got the fastball that blows with movement, and then he's got the hard breaking ball. Whew. Good repertoire. And he works it in and out.
2 strikes on Mazzata. That one's outside.
That was too far out.
Yeah. You can afford to miss out there. 2s across the board. 2 outs here in the second inning, and 2-2 the count. And I like just his timing again on the play. It seems to vary pitch to pitch. And swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts there for Williams. He's retired all 6 that he's seen. That wraps up the second inning. 1-0 Philly as we head to the third here on BFA Live Sports. Top of the third, and we have a pitching change for the Rangers. Luis Marinaro coming on to relieve Dylan Joseph. Joseph going 2 innings with 3 hits, a strikeout, and allowed 1 run.
This is a young kid. He just turned 16, like less than a month ago, a few weeks ago. So he's one of the youngest players we've had here. I haven't looked up every single one of them, but I don't recall having seen too many 15-year-olds. Well, Adam Agresti, he's pretty young. Wow. It's amazing to me how young these kids are. Agresti is a February 2005 birthday, and this pitcher, Marinaro, August 26, 2004. He just turned 16.
Wow. Makes me think what I was doing at 16, not this.
I see 2005 birthdays, and I go, oh, my goodness, really?
Yeah. Justice Agosto up to bat. That one's low.
Well, Perfect Game website has his velocity topping out at 85 on his last scouting look, and he's already been throwing 84 here. So, similar to Colin Williams, he's a lefty that can bring the gas, and he's 16. He just turned. He was practically 15. That's great.
So much room for growth for so many of these guys. Just looking at the frame he's got out there, he can grow.
At 16. Yeah.
And the pitch in the dirt, bouncing away. Full count. Gusto. In to take his hacks. And the pitch. Swing and miss. He struck him out.
And he blew that one past him, too. Some of the other strikeouts that we've had in some of the other games, a lot of that has been just outsmarting him and working it in and out. Here, this is just power it past him.
Yeah.
Here it is, try to hit it. And some of the batters are just behind, and they can't.
I mean, they have a certain amount of finesse to them, but when you have this type of power stuff, that's what you got to go with. Now, Colin Williams coming to bat. Maybe
pitcher versus pitcher here.
Yeah. See if he can get a taste of his own medicine.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Can he catch up to stuff that's not that different from his?
Marinaro kicks, fires, ground ball to second base. Fielded cleanly, throw to first. Takes him off
got
the
him.
bag,
Yeah.
but he got him. They're now 2 down in the inning. He's able to get the bat on it, which...
Yeah, we're back to the top. This is Matt Benner.
Matt Benner popped out to shortstop. Or excuse me, not shortstop, to second in his first AB. The first pitch to him, and there for a strike. Took something off it. Benner stepping out, taking time. And the pitch in there for a strike. Peppered him with a little off speed to start this AB.
Well, why not? Because you already got kids a little afraid of that fastball. So
see if he goes back to it now. Up 0-2. And he does, but just
he almost hit him in the toes there.
It in.
Yeah, that changeup that he had thrown on the previous pitch, or kind of a looping curve, that was 70. Then he's going to come back and follow that up with something 84.
Cause problems.
Yeah, that's a tough adjustment to make.
From the open stance, Benner steps and fouls this one back. I don't know where it went.
And by the way, this radar gun reading that we have on the video, that's a very cool thing.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And something that the college coaches, like we've had coaches that have come up to us here, hey, how hard was he throwing? And that coaches in other places who are watching the live or replay of this game, they're looking at the velocity, and you can't tell. You can hear us say, oh, that's a good-looking fastball, right. But they want the numbers. They don't want to trust Bob Rotruck and what his opinion is. They want to see what is the number. Is it 82, 85? What is it? Now they've got it.
2-2. In there for a called third strike. 3 up, 3 down for Philly in the top of the first. A good job by Luis Marinaro coming in for the Rangers. They'll get a chance to bat trailing 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning is Bupa Philly leading 1-0. Rangers come to bat here. Number 22, Phil Macia leading off. The outfielder from Kennedy Catholic. Swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1.
He was looking fastball, and then they pulled the string on him a little, right?
Yeah.
You know, you got a guy that's throwing 85. I mean, it's sort of, we're kind of talking this to death, but it's the story of this game so far.
And the 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
Yeah, that first pitch was 72. I just caught the replay there. I mean, that's okay. I know you're going to look at my fastball. I'm going to try to fake you out here, get ahead of strike, and he did.
The 1-1. Taking something off of that one, too, but it misses, 2-1.
Yeah, that has a different kind of break to it, though. That's a little harder cut. So he's showing a couple of different breaking ball actions, you know, curve, cutter, change.
It's in there, 4 strikes, so the count now even out 2-2.
The future Radford Highlander. And I thought they were Big South Conference. I was pretty sure, and I looked it up and confirmed. That's some really good baseball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, and at Radford University, where, you know, they have other sports, baseball, that's the program they're known for.
Right. Yep.
And that's a D1 program. So kudos to him.
And the 2-2. Low and away, 3-2. Yeah, that Radford program, their last full season of 2019, finished 30-27. It's just above 500.
How do you know this?
I do research in between innings.
Well, there you
too.
go. Good for you.
Someone out there thought for a second that I was just a huge closet Radford baseball fan, so we're going to get a count reset here. But, yeah, I snuck in my research in between innings.
Okay, good enough. Well, I think they've got a pretty decent-looking prospect here in their future left-handed pitcher. Has promise, anyway.
Fouled back. That one hits the trees and rolls on down the hill. I really thought that one was going to be the one that gets the lighting pole behind us, but
it sure was in that area. It was close.
And the 2-2 once again. One hopper to shortstop. The throw's got to be quick. Got to be on target, and it is. One away here in the third. Solid play over there by number 26. That's Eric Chandler, the middle infielder from LaSalle.
All right, here's Bisaglia, Brendan Bisaglia, out of Arlington High School. He had a walk and a single yesterday, as well as a stolen base. So
Good
he's
weekend
officially
so
1
far.
for 1, yeah.
Takes that first pitch outside. Another class of 2023, which makes me feel ancient.
Seriously, wow.
Pitch. In there for a strike. Anytime I see someone who's graduating high school after I graduate college, it's not fun for me.
It only gets worse from here, I
know,
promise you.
I know. I say that, and I'm aware of the fact that time's just going to continue to happen, and people are going to continue to graduate from high school, but right now it's just
This kid is 15. 15 years and 8 months. I mean, we got some, and their pitcher that we were talking about as well, Luis Marinero, is 16 and 0 months, just turned 16. That's something. And so they might not get a college commitment out of it today.
Yeah, the looks certainly don't hurt.
Well, they're on the radars
Yes.
of 11 different coaches that are watching them here live, and some other coaches that are going to end up seeing them ultimately on the videos of these broadcasts as well. I mean, if you're the Radford coach and you're watching your kid Colin Williams or one of the coaches there, you're going to be taking a look at Brendan Bisaglia, who's 15. I mean, there's a lot of college coaches that are looking for talent, sure. And they're not, okay, now that maybe this is a guy we got to look at here.
As for Bisaglia's current moment, he grounds this one back to the pitcher. Williams going to take care of it. And there is 2 away.
But yeah, as we've referenced on a few occasions here on this weekend, but I mean, we're on for 10 hours a day, so I think we can repeat topics. It's a little okay, because who's listening to us the whole time?
If you are.
Yeah, well,
good
kudos.
For you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. 11 coaches here checking out these prospects at this college showcase event.
Once in there for a strike. Jonathan Link up to bat. Left-hander. Trinity Pauling, class of 2021.
This is Batke, 28.
Oh, did I get that one wrong? That's my bad.
Yeah.
Nico Batke.
I got you. Nico Batke is batting. Batke is batting.
And I'm going to go schedule a appointment with the eye doctor after that one.
He had a single yesterday. He was 1 for 2.
Pitch outside.
And he's another John Jay's Fishkill kid. And so they have actually 3 of them on this team, along with their starting pitcher that we saw, Dylan Joseph.
John J. Fishkill and Kennedy Catholic. Those are the 2 from Ketchum. Yeah. Tipped into the glove. Good catch there. 2-2 now. Williams has retired 8 straight to start this game. I have to think this might be the last we see of him. As he fires. This one ground ball to second base. Fielded cleanly. The throw to first. He got him. 9 up, 9 down. A perfect 3 innings for Colin Williams, the Radford commit. He keeps it locked at 1-0. As BUPA Philly coming about in the top of the 4th when we're back on BFA Live Sports. Top of the fourth inning, getting underway here at Shaw Stadium in Dunmore, Pennsylvania. Coming to bat for Bupa Philly. Eric Chandler flew to left field in his first AB, and still on the mound for the Rangers, Luis Marinaro.
Yeah, Chandler is the one who had a couple of doubles the other way into the right field fence in their 8 a.m. Game yesterday.
Marinaro kicks and fires for the first pitch of the inning. That one's high, 1-0.
Two hard-throwing left-handers, and Marinaro, just 16 years old and 16 as of a couple of weeks ago. Boy, I like Colin Williams, and I like Marinaro as well. He's got to kind of find his way around learning to pitch, but he's got the velocity there, and boy, he's on his way too. Well, he's sailing at a high. I mean, he can throw hard, but now he's got to bring it down.
Yep, finding that release point. A little bit of time on the bench, but that first inning of work for him. 2 strikeouts, and no hits allowed, so he'll take it, certainly. He's now down 2-0, though, to Chandler as he kicks and fires. That one's away, so Chandler not biting.
LaSalle College High School has produced a few baseball players. I've seen them bouncing around various college teams in the area.
LaSalle, very good sports in general for LaSalle down there. They do a pretty good job. That one's in there for a strike.
All of our coaches who are watching, and they're out there in the lawn chairs, and they began over on the third base side. That's where the sunshine was.
Yes.
Now they've moved over to the first. They're the warmest people here because they're just following the sun. I don't know if all 11 coaches are here today. I think we had some yesterday, some today, and some for both days.
That one's away. So reset 2-1, but yes, if
I already wrote my line in for a walk. That's where I am. We're on game number 9, and I still can't figure out. I still have the instincts.
To be fair,
ball 4 is a walk. Right, ball 4 is a walk. I can't. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yes, this is hour 18 of baseball for you for the weekend, so we'll give you the pass.
I've done baseball doubleheaders before,
Yeah.
Quintuple headers. It's something different entirely.
And the pitch. In there for a call, third strike.
Oh, he's going to call it no strike, no pitch.
No pitch.
Because it has to be a fastball. You got to remind him of the rules.
Yes,
After you do the
there you go.
reset, it has to be all fastballs.
Right there.
We had a little kind of grace period yesterday. One of the Connecticut kids didn't know that, and he threw a changeup, and okay, let him get away with it. We talked about it. But now, no pitch. We're not going to strike him out here when you didn't throw the fastball.
Fastball.
And now he does strike
Chandler
out.
there,
Right.
but that was a heads-up play by him on seeing the breaking pitch and waiting to get his fastball, but strikeout nonetheless.
So to explain again, after we get to ball 4, we reset to 2 balls because we want to give batters a chance to hit and to show their abilities for the college coaches. And once you do the reset to 2 balls, the rule is we're going to do fastballs only. And so he didn't know that, or he forgot, and he threw a change or a curve. So that's why we had a no pitch there. Hey, it's got to be a fastball. Let him know.
Well, now with one away, it's Jake Whitlinger, who had the double in the first. He skies this one down the third base line. Good play tracking that one down. Typically, that's not really the third baseman's ball as he
left
that
fielder wasn't quite there, and he was calling for it. And I think that was 12. Sean Camacho is now playing at third. Is that Kremen, or because he was there at third before?
That's still Kremen over.
Oh, it is Kremen. Okay. Well, anyway, that's a tough play. Okay, yeah. Camacho was coming in from left. That's where I saw the number 12. So, turns out as an okay play for Kremen, because I saw that, and I'm thinking the entire way that's going to be trouble. But he stayed with it and made a fairly long run going back to get to that.
No, it's absolutely a good play by him. Bucking the standards. It's Evan Holohan stepping to the plate. He flew out to left field his first time up. One's away. Holohan from Central High School. Listed at 5'11", 185. a senior. Pitch. High and away.
Boy, when Marinero misses up, he misses up by a lot. And here comes the catcher. Is that still Agresti? And he's going to try to talk him down a little bit in a couple of different ways.
Yeah.
Right? You talk him into bringing the pitches down a little.
Holohan looking for something to hit. Picking his zone. And the pitch. This is foul and out of play.
You know, you think about it with release point and the arm, but a lot of times if you're missing up, you're not doing something right with your legs.
Yeah.
You know, your hips. You're not just finishing. You know, it can come down to footwork and your legs or your hips as much as your arm if you're missing up high and your shoulders.
That's what makes pitching an art form. You really have to be centered and perfect in it to do it well.
Okay, that's ball 4, so the reset here.
Back to 2-1 as Holohan steps on back in. Swing and a miss on that one, 2-2.
So, you know, after whatever, this catcher is not Agresti anymore. And whatever he said to him there, that helped him out. That got him kind of back on track here.
That's Rayón, number 8, Nick Rayón.
Okay, that's who it is. Yeah, you're right. Nick Rayón, number 8.
One's up and away, so 3-2. We'll get a true payoff pitch here because we've had the reset. Interesting, Holohan has a bit of a closed stance. Slightly.
We don't see too many of those, do we? A lot of open stances.
Not too much anymore. Across all levels of baseballs. He takes this one and bloops this one into left field. Let's see, that one's going to drop in for a base hit. He'll round first and head on back, but that's a base knock for Evan Holohan.
Sean Camacho wanted to give it a go, and he realized he really didn't have a chance, so he just backed off and played it on the turf hop.
Overall, smart play on that one because you come sliding in for that one with the turf and the way that bounces and rolls, you could be in for some trouble.
So that's 1 run and 4 hits for Philly, and you know, Takanic at the plate has no base runners yet against Colin Williams. I think they'll be happy to get to the Philly bullpen now.
Yes. R.J. Gris up to bat. A statement that echoes throughout all levels of baseball. Happy to get to the Philly bullpen.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. They are having some troubles.
Oh, boy.
7.5 ERA or something for their bullpen. I mean,
historically bad.
Yes. That's incredible. I mean, you hear about, the bullpen for whatever team is bad.
Right.
Phillies are officially historically bad on the ERA. It's incredible.
Yeah. The bullpen's usually...
Well, and now they've got all these injuries that are going on all over the place. You got a guy that injures himself putting on his pants. That's when you know your season's bad. You know, if one of your top pitchers, Zach Wheeler, one of your top pitchers hurts himself putting on his pants, something's going wrong with your team.
And there's a strike with a runner going. A great throw down there to second.
Yeah, I got him.
And they got him.
Oh. And then they changed it, and he's safe.
Go.
He signaled out at first, but he dropped the ball, so he stays alive. He'll get the stolen base barely.
Yes. Thank you to R.J. Chris who pointed that out, that he dropped it. That was the first person I heard.
And that's 1-2 now.
So 1-2 to him. Now he's got a runner in scoring position, too. Marinaro steps off.
The ump had the out sign.
Yeah,
he was calling it out, and then he's kind of, he'll change it to safe. Got it.
I mean, the throw had beaten. It was a great throw and great placement of the throw. Just holding that tag is tough as this one lifted in the air towards the coaches section, and that one
look out, guys.
Out of play.
They didn't even flinch.
Yeah, I was going to say there was no concern, absolutely no concern by the coaches.
I would, be in the duck and cover position. I'd have, both arms over my head, and they're just looking at it, going whatever.
It's a baseball. We've seen plenty of them.
It's a baseball thing. They don't flinch. They're,
And the pitch here is swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Struck him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning as they strand the base runner on second. So 1 hit, no runs. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Philly still up 1-0. Bottom of the 4th inning, getting away here. Got Jon Munzo up to bat.
Oh, they got another batter in their lineup. Okay, good. I thought we were at the top of the lineup.
Not
But
quite
no,
yet.
We'll go more than 9 batters, which teams are allowed to do. We've had as many as 14 batters in a lineup. Just get everybody their chances.
And this one is skied by Munzo, and a little confusion out there, right? But the catch is made, 1 away, and that gives us time to talk about Eric Kolb, the new pitcher.
Yeah, their new pitcher. After Colin Williams went 9 up and 9 down, now Munzo's fly out makes it 10 in a row. That Rangers batters have gone down. And so Eric Kolb comes in, a 6'4" left-hander out of Pennsbury High School. He's a 17-year-old senior, 170 pounds on his 6'4" frame officially.
Wow. Nick Ryan coming to bat.
Okay, here's Ryan, right.
So he's catching for the Rangers. And he swings through an off-speed pitch. Back-to-back off-speed pitches to get him going.
Yeah, he's really looping those curves in there. Getting colder again, by the way, if you hadn't noticed.
Oh, yes, I have. Called. Strike 3, and the throw back to the pitcher hits right on the head.
Ow!
A little bit of pinball action there. And he seems to be all right.
They're laughing about it, so I think everyone's okay, but come on, guys. Yeah, Sean Camacho is on deck, and now he's coming in, and he's got a big chuckle on that, and the catcher too.
Insult right there. Catch him looking, and then throw.
Is that
balls.
is that still Hallahan catching?
That is.
Who did that?
I believe that's about 31. Hallahan. That is Hallahan.
Yeah,
correct behind
so
the plate.
He threw it off the batter's head, throwing it back to the pitcher. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Camacho now up to bat, takes a called strike to start the AB. Camacho grounded to first, his first time up.
Nobody hurt on it, so all's well that ends well.
Makes for a funny blooper. That curveball's in there for a strike, sliding off the mound a bit. Kolb, 0-2, getting ahead of hitters quickly. And the 0-2. Outside.
Dropped the arm angle a lot on that one, didn't he? Kind of frisbeed that on its way over.
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3 up, 3 down. That's 12 up, 12 down for Philly through 4
He does have a
innings.
fastball. There it is.
There you go.
Okay.
It exists. We head to the 5th inning. Philly leading 1-0 here on BFA Live Sports. Tony Rossi to get things going here to start the 5th inning. BUPA Philly, the Lindsay team, holding a 1-0 advantage. The Taconic Rangers. For the Rangers, Marinaro stays on the mound. First pitch from him is low. 1-0. Rossi grounded to shortstop his first time up. Real open stance for him. Grounds this one to third. Going to be a tough play, firing across the diamond. He got him. What a throw across the diamond there. That's number 23, Kyle Kremen. All that big frame to get that ball across the diamond before Rossi could get the first base. One away, 5-3 on the putout for those of you scoring at home. And now J.J. O'Neill coming to bat. He singled and came around to score in the second.
Baseball U is up to officially 772 commitments as of a few days ago.
Wow.
And you know what? By the end of this week, with these coaches watching, you might be to 775 and a few more, right? I mean, and that includes Baseball U Philly, Baseball U New Jersey, all of them combined.
You would imagine after they go play the Wood Bat Championships down in Fort Myers, perfect game.
Yeah, some of those kids too, right? When they're down there, everyone's watching that.
Imagine you might pick up a couple there too.
Now that's not just colleges, that's pro scouts going as well, because it's a wood bat tournament, and a lot of really good players, they're drafted out of high school.
Yeah.
Although now the draft is all changed around with only 5 rounds and whatever they're doing instead of 40 rounds or 50 rounds like it used to be. I mean, that's a different world now.
We could have a whole long discussion about that and what they're doing there. As this one's skied to left, down the line, foul.
Well, I mean, now you can still sign kids out of high school, but the minor leagues are going to be trimmed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean more kids stay in college ball instead of turning pro? I think there could be some, slight chain reaction there, because it is tempting to turn pro. Now, when you get drafted out of high school, a lot of kids get drafted late in high school because the pro team doesn't think they're going to turn pro, and then they don't.
Right.
And so you waste a 33rd round pick because you don't really care.
Exactly.
And then the kid ends up going to college anyway because he's already committed.
High and away. Checking the swing. He did not go.
Regardless, the major league teams, that some are doing some cost-cutting measures, but they still have scouting departments, and they're going to go to events down in Florida like the Wood Bat Championship.
2-2 pitch, up in the zone.
And there's going to be more than normal, perhaps, because these scouts didn't have any minor league games or college games to scout anyway. The minor leagues wouldn't be playing now, but they haven't had any minor leagues to scout in the summer. And I talk about minor leagues because organizations are sending scouts to all of these minor league games because you have other prospects that you might want to trade for. Okay, they're offering this kid who's a right-handed pitcher. What do we know about him? And now you've got to know what else is out there, even though they've already signed with a different organization.
Swing and a miss there for O'Neill. He's set down on strikes.
And so you have the amateur scouts and the scouts that hit the pro levels. Well, the pro scouts haven't had anything to do because the minor leagues didn't play. I'm going to assume some of them went to some of the amateur scout events that what there is and what they can. That's where you get a lot of the major league teams that are cutting their scouting departments as well. I'm looking at the commits for class of 2020. Wait, where am I? Yeah. And how many there were and are. I mean, I'm counting about 70 or so out of the different Baseball U programs.
Quite a legion of players as Zielinski rips this one to right field, going back, looking up. That one's off the wall. It'll be a real long single.
Yeah, well, it's a 260 dimension out to right. So off the fence to right can often be a single, especially if you play that kind of ricochet off the fence decently.
Zielinski now 2 for 2, if you remember. Had the RBI double in the second that brought home the game's only run. So Kyle Kruppa coming up to bat. Swings through that pitch. And I said these players are from my neck of the woods. Kruppa actually goes to the rival high school of which I graduated.
There you go.
So, no ill will, no bad blood. I graduated. I think I can move past that as that ball is high and in.
Last year, Jamari Baylor, who was a Phillies third-round pick. I didn't see him last year in Williamsport, but he comes out of the Baseball U program. He was their earliest selection last year. They did not have a first-round pick out of Baseball U for the first time in a few years. They had that happen, 7 years in a row. I beg your pardon.
Getting away, the throw down to second, not in time.
So for the first time in 7 years, Baseball U did not have a first-rounder. Jack McCarthy of the Diamondbacks in 2018. Pavin Smith of the Diamondbacks was a first-rounder in 2017. 2 first-rounders in 2016, including Justin Dunn of the Mets, Alex Kirilloff of the Twins. These are all from all of Baseball U. Virginia has a lot of the good players, and we don't have them here. So some of these are Baseball U Virginia guys. 10 major leaguers in their 14 years, and now you're up to almost 800 college commits.
Right.
There's a reason these guys are so proud of the program. The numbers are ludicrous. They really are.
I mean, you're not talking. This is not small potatoes right here. This is some big time stuff. And some of the names you routed off there, and a lot of people excited for futures of them.
When they started, and 14 years ago, when they started in 2006. How excited do you think they were? They had 3 draft picks out of this thing. Hey, we had 3 kids who were drafted. One of them was in the 10th round. Yeah. That's how they started. It doesn't sound like much, but for them, that's really exciting. They just put the program together, for crying out loud. Okay, next year you get a second rounder, you get 6 picks, and then after that you're getting all these first rounders. Steven Matz of the Mets was a first rounder, and he came through the Baseball U program. There's so much talent in this. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, but also Baseball U Virginia too.
Marinaro delivers. And swinging through that one, Kruppa struck out, so they'll leave one at first. 1 hit, no runs, but Philly's still holding a 1-0 lead. The Rangers have a chance to change that coming up in the bottom of the 5th here on BFA Live Sports. Bottom of the 5th coming up here. Zach Zielinski into pitch for Philly. Eric Kolb pitches 1 inning, strikes out 2, allows no base runners. So through 4 innings, the Rangers had no base runners. And tasked with changing that as of right now, Ben Tulo coming to bat. Ground out to second base in the first.
Wappingers Falls, New York. And he's played in a couple of perfect game events before as well. 5'6" might be growing a little bit since last report.
Behind the count already.
Now this Taconic Rangers program, they've produced a few as well. Joe Panic is one of a few for Robert Fletcher's program. Yeah, they're pretty legit too. Yeah. I don't know if they've produced 800. They're only one team. 800 college commits.
Panic's playing down in Philly right now.
Yeah.
With the Blue Jays this weekend.
I mean, that's he played in an All-Star game. He won a Gold Glove. I mean, he had a big World Series there for the Giants when they beat the Royals. It's a legit player. It's a little while ago, but yeah, it's very cool. And then some other pros bouncing around in the minor leagues, including a 5th rounder named Alex Robinson. Last reported from a year ago, of course, with Fort Myers, which is advanced A-ball for the Twins. They've been the Twins forever. They've had the spring training there forever. Gavin Garay, and I saw him briefly for a couple games last year with the Brooklyn Cyclones, which is the Mets' short A farm club. So, yeah, I mean, this isn't a Baseball U program. They're joining the Baseball U Fall Showcase event here. They got some pretty good players here, and we can see them, too, although they haven't had any hits in this game. But, they play some pretty good baseball on the Taconic Rangers as well. And they've got some snazzy uniforms, too.
Yeah. I would play just for the uniforms.
I like it.
Counts reset to 2-2, and this one's going to be taken into the gap. Tulo gets the first hit of the game for the Rangers. He's on his horse, a wide turn, but returns to first base. First hit for the Rangers coming here in the 5th, courtesy of Ben Tulo, putting that one in the gap. Good piece of hit, take the ball the other way.
He hit it hard. That was solid contact.
Kyle Kremen coming to bat. He ground out to first in the first. That pitch is low. 1-0. Now we have to see Philly react to a situation they haven't had to. A runner on base. Ball low and in. 2-0. Now for Zielinski, having a little trouble falling behind in counts. This one. And so 3-0. The 3-0 to Kremen. Oh, not coming this. Let's see. Tries to pick off first. Keeping him honest. And this time we'll get the 3-0 kicks. This one's ground off himself. Kremen going to take a second to regain himself. I think he put that one off his knee, if I saw that one correctly.
Now, when these kids, not all of them, but when the kids, especially from the Baseball U New Jersey team, when they go down to Fort Myers to play in the Wood Bat Championships, you're not getting position switches and, 13 batters are going to be in there. This is hardcore work here to win the game and do whatever it takes. And if you miss a strike call, then the coach is going to come out and have a little talk with the umpire. I mean, all sorts of elements that are not part of this because it's competitive, but not all the way competitive in the showcase event.
Yes, no, you're going to see some hardcore baseball, the pastime that you're more familiar with in that event.
And so when you get guys like Joe Celia, Sam Gates from Baseball U New Jersey, and they go down there, you're in it to win it.
Yeah.
And you might not get a chance to play if you're not cut to make the lineup. They're
Right.
going to take a full roster now. I think they're going to try to give. I mean, they're going all the way to Florida to do it. So I think everyone's going to get maybe a rep, but they finished ninth at the Wood Bat World Championships last year. They'd like to do better than that. They want to win a trophy, right? That's what they're attempting to do.
Grumman going to walk there
Yeah, after the reset too.
after the reset. Much needed meeting on the mound here. Settle down, Zielinski.
And so here we are on September 20th in these Wood Bat World Championships in Fort Myers for the Baseball U kids that are going. That's in a couple weeks, October 1st and 2nd, and I think October 1 through 4, something like that. You want to talk about baseball all day. And they're not going to play 7 innings or 2 hours. This is,
No.
you go extras and, hey, we're in the 12th inning. Somebody's got to win. And, really hard competition.
First one's in there for a strike, so the meeting looks like it appears to have helped. Adam McGresty coming up to bat. So he's down 0-1 in the count.
On the video, it looks fairly bright here. I'm here to tell you, it's not that bright. We got shadows.
And this one nubbed fair. It's going to be a fair ball. They get the out at first, move the runners up to second and third.
Yeah, I thought that was going to spin foul as well. It just never did.
Yeah. Well, second and third with an out now.
Here's a team that had no base runners in the first 4, and now they've got a couple in scoring position, and they're only trailing 1-0 here.
Chance to take the lead here for Calvin Diamond. Puts one into the gap. Could score 2. Kremen's got a healthy lead. This one foul back as the infield's in.
You've got the mound in partial sunshine still, and the plate in shadows. That's tricky. You've got the sunshine background. That ball hits the shadow, and it gets darker very fast, but seems like they're able to adjust. I mean,
think they've done
I mean, we're looking at almost the same thing that the batters are looking at. It's not like it gets pitch black all of a sudden.
No, I think they're doing a good job adjusting to it. Makes a scenic background for us, but
Sure.
a little bit more difficult baseball-wise. This one's flown it to right field, charging to make the catch, and now the throw to the plate.
Oh, good
Wow.
throw.
What a dart from right field.
I thought that was going to be good to score him, but no. Who is that in right? Do we know?
I think that's Justice Augusto out there in right field, number 16. Caught a quick glimpse of the jersey as he spun around.
Those coaches out there are kind of looking at each other. They're chatting and they're friendly, and that's a whole bunch
Augusto's a
of
pitcher,
yeah.
so you could see.
Yeah,
the
so
arm.
right.
So now 2 outs.
Yeah, he went
Swings
chasing
through
on
that
that.
one. Zada. So now you went from an opportunity with 2 on and nobody out
Yeah,
to 2 outs. And for Zielinski, you couldn't be happier that your outfielder threw it in that hard. Helps you as you try to work out of this jam. Nicholas Mazzata grounds this one to shortstop. Fielded cleanly, firing across the diamond, and he gets the out. So Zielinski gets himself out of the jam. They put 2 on and leave him stranded in scoring position. Philly up 1-0, and they'll get a chance to bat in the top of the 6th here on BFA Live Sports. Top of the 6th inning about to get underway here at Shaw Stadium. We continue on Game 4 of our 5-game set today.
Game 9, baby.
Game 9
all weekend long.
Road Truck with me. I'm Ray Dunn, and you have done almost a complete 9 games. How are we feeling?
I'm okay. I slept better last night than I did the night before. I was ready to go to bed after yesterday. Oh man, hey, getting up at 5 in the morning or whatever it is to get up here for the 8 a.m. game.
Yes, I left Philadelphia today at 4:45.
I will admit that I had what am I doing? What did I get myself into by agreeing to do this at first? But you know what? I've ended up really enjoying it a ton.
I had a similar last night. Mid-Atlantic Emmys college production. Fortunate to be a part of one of them that was nominated for Temple. So I had watched that with some friends and realized it was almost 10:30, and I was like, okay, it's time for bed. As this one's grounded, Augusto puts it on the ground. The throw to first gets him, and there's one away. Calvin Diamond on the mound for the Rangers.
Yeah, Diamond on his I'm on the PBR website, Prep Baseball Report, and he's got a fastball topping out at 85. So, we're saving some of the best for last. I thought maybe the pitching would kind of tail off by the end of this showcase event, but we've got some of the hardest throwers of the whole weekend coming here in Game 9.
Bring the juice all the way to the end. The first pitch here is up and away. Colin Williams to bat, and if you joined us late, Colin Williams was the top of the conversation for the first 3 innings. Perfect 3 innings for him.
And he was right around 84, 85 pretty consistently for the Radford commit. The left-hander is also a lefty batter.
Up 2-0 in the count. As for Diamond, another one of them from Kennedy Catholic. Gets that one in for a strike, 2-1. Diamond's at 2022, so going into his junior year. Now working from behind the count, 2-1. Kicks, fires. Up and away, 3-1.
He can hit too. This pitcher, Calvin Diamond, 97 exit velo he hit in an appearance in June.
This one fouled away.
And I'm here to tell you, 97 exit velocity is very good.
When someone hits a 97 exit velo. You hear that one from quite a bit away.
6'4" tall right-hander out of Kennedy Catholic.
And a 3-2 pitch from him. Called, third strike. He gets Williams looking for the second out of this inning. And we'll flip over the lineup to Matt Benner.
I had him as playing with Evolution Baseball for his travel team previously, and here he is joining the Taconic Rangers. A 6.97 60-yard dash. I mean,
can move.
So he can smash the ball. He can pitch up to 85. He has a 97 exit velocity. He's got a little bit of everything going on and a lot of different possibilities.
Yeah. His first pitch to Benner, up and away. This one into the hole at shortstop. That's a base hit for Benner. Good piece of hitting. 2 outs. There's a runner aboard. Benner, who is 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats today, gets on base.
All right, here's Chandler, who had the 2 doubles yesterday and now 0 for 2 today. So trying to make something of today's game.
Now we'll get to see what Diamond looks like from the stretch. Pitch inside.
His spin rate that he maxed at was 2,145. I mean, a major league curveball is around 3,000, I believe, or that's a pretty good curve.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Is that right? Am I getting the numbers right on that as I remember? All right, you might know more than I think you do know more than I do on it. I knew a little bit for about 5 minutes one time last year. But that's one of the higher spin rates that I've seen of the guys that have been looked at on the TrackMan, and there aren't many.
Yep.
Most of the guys don't have these types of analytics when you Google them, but there's a lot going on with Justin Diamond, and with good reason.
And the coach's cohort over there calling the out, and the umpire follows suit on the pickoff move.
I like it.
You saw the coaches get excited about Diamond's pickoff move, flash the outside, and the umpire agreed with them. So that ends the top of the 6th inning on the pickoff. Still 1-0 Philly as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Rangers coming up. Bottom of the 6th inning on tap here on BFA Live Sports. Bob Roadtruck along with me. I'm Ray Dunn, bringing you through Game 4 of 5 today and Game 9 of 10 over the last 2 days. Zach Zielinski still on the mound for Philly. Now for the Rangers, number 22, Phil Macia, coming up to bat.
So I got Philly at 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. Taconic Rangers, no runs, 1 hit that they finally got in the 5th, and no errors. So another 1-0 game. I mean,
yes.
we've had a few 1-0 and 2-1 games, and not surprising the way that some of these pitchers are throwing. They can pitch.
Yes, if you love explosive offenses, you might have sat this weekend out, but if you love to watch some good pitching, we have the product for you as this one is fouled down the line.
So 1-1 now. Macia had a couple of singles yesterday, went 2 for 2, and today is 0 for 1.
Nice ground to short, first time up in the 3rd. This one's lined into the coaches, and the catch.
Nope, not quite.
No, was not made. Oh, that's disappointing.
I bet you it is 15 degrees colder where we are than where they are.
Oh, absolutely.
In the shade, and also the wind is really whipping up now and blowing into our faces.
I was going to give the excuse of cold hands over there, but
yeah, those guys are perfectly comfortable.
Yeah, that.
They could break out the beach towels out there in the sun. I mean, they're fine. we're the ones freezing here in the shadows. But you know what? I survived it yesterday, and you're going to survive it today. I promise you will. It'll put hair on your chest.
Called 3rd strike there. Macia sat down, looking. First strikeout for Zielinski.
They, we've talked about the Wood Bat Championships with those guys that we are very jealous of, who will be traveling to Fort Myers, Florida. But they have a couple other showcase events up here forthcoming. I mean, I'm looking on their website, and in October, are you crazy? I mean, this is cold enough.
Are we getting the call back here? Because I'm going to have to order a new jacket.
Well, I don't know if I'll do it without a space heater. Inside the press box, they've got the heater.
Yeah.
Steve and the gang up there, there's not enough room for everyone.
And this one is down the left field line. That's dropping in for a base hit. Basilio around first. He gives look to second, and after a long turn, he comes back to first.
I mean, they're wearing short sleeves up there in the production booth.
I took Sean Kelly's sweatshirt. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was cold.
Yeah. Well, Steve figured out that white box over his head on the wall. He figured out by game 3 yesterday that was a heater. So it's like, 4 or 5 hours later, it's not just an air conditioner. This actually turns on. and he's been here since 6 a.m. both days.
Yes.
Setting up the gear, setting up the equipment. Short-handed to begin yesterday because the crew was still on its way in. And, it's BFA, and we met some of the BFA guys yesterday because they stopped by and they were chatting with me and Chris, getting in our way as much as they could, and in conjunction with SFBN, invited here again by Baseball U because they've done such a good job on producing the previous events, which is something that they hadn't had before.
This one low, the pitch, runner on his way, safe at second base. So that's a swipe back for Basilio.
So I don't know what kind of video Baseball U had for their events last year or the year before, but they weren't broadcasting them live like they are now. This is an idea they had. They tried it for the first event. You know what? They like it, and they keep on bringing this group back. I want to say bringing us back, but I'm here for the first time personally, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I kind of, I'm talking through it here and figuring it out, but I'm recognizing the importance of a showcase event like this. If you have that many coaches here, it means it's a big deal.
Yeah. No, it's a big deal, and certainly have it live streams, give people a time and place to watch, and it could open it up to even more. I mean, the recruiting possibilities with live stream events is through the roof. So. And
obviously the proof is in the pudding. Baseball U keeps on bringing back.
And this one looped out to right.
He caught it, yeah. Over the shoulder like that. That's a second baseman. That was Krupa playing second before, but I don't think that's him now. Oh, I heard, come on, good job, Krupp. So, okay, I'll go with that.
Let's give it to him. I'm all for it. It's really testing the vision I thought I had as Munzo comes up. And skies this one to right, going back on it and making the catch. That wraps up the inning. So they threaten, get a runner in scoring position. One hit, no runs. That's been the story of the day. 1-0 still Philly as they will come to bat in the top of the 7th. Seventh inning of baseball in this game between the Taconic Rangers and BUPA Philly Lindsay team for their coach. And Philly with a 1-0 lead as they come to bat in top of the 7th. Eric Chandler coming to bat. He was batting in the 6th before Matt Benner was picked off at first. And the pitch is fouled on back beyond us.
This kid...
almost hit a car.
Oh, goodness. I'm glad I didn't. This kid, Calvin Diamond, 6'4", righty, 16 years and 2 months. So he's barely having just turned 16. hasn't committed to a college yet. I can promise you he's going to get college offers eventually, and maybe already has.
Inducing this fly to center field, and catch is made. One away.
I mean, you don't have to take the first offer you get. And he's still developing, and he's throwing 85 at 16 years old. That doesn't make him the top prospect in the country, but it makes him pretty gosh darn good.
Yes, and plenty of room to grow and a solid frame to do so with. As Jake Whitlinger comes to the plate, doubled in the first inning. Takes a strike there.
That's a good bender, too. All right, I mean, we've been talking about the velocity, right? On his fastball and on his exit velo at 97 that he hit at one time just a couple months ago. That's a pretty good curve, too.
Yeah, the windup of the pitch from him. He speeds it up once again. Whitlinger trying to catch up with it, fouls it back.
I got to look at that kind of, 12-6 they call it, hook that he dropped in there at 68. And I mean, when you're sitting there waiting on the fastball and comes in on the hands with a pitch like that, ooh.
And this one grounded to shortstop. Fielded cleanly, toss across the diamond. Is in time. Gets him at first base. 2 away. Hustling down the line there. Whitlinger made that closer than I thought it'd be.
Philly with 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. Taconic Rangers, kind of a frustrating day for them at the plate. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors after Taconic lost yesterday 3-1. They had 7 hits, so they have 1 run all weekend.
Evan Holohan to the plate, flew out to left in the first inning and then singled and stole the bag in the 4th. Ground ball once again to shortstop. Fielded cleanly. The throw gets him, and that will wrap up the top of the 7th inning. But don't you go anywhere. Bottom of the 7th on its way. The Rangers trailing 1-0 when we come right back on BFA Live Sports. Bottom of the 7th inning, one final chance for the Rangers. They trail Philly 1-0 in this Baseball U Fall Showcase. And again, per the rules of the tournament, they will have the chance to put up 6 batters in the inning.
Not just the coaches out there at third, but also a lot of the parents and fans who are watching this event. They're congregating over there as well because that's where the sun is.
The sun has shifted, and then first pitch from new pitcher Tony Rossi taken up the middle by Nick Rayone, caught by the shortstop. So 1 away, just like that.
That's Eric Chandler who caught that on the run. He got a good jump and a good read on it. So 2 outs left for Taconic to try to bust through and get a run. Down 1-0 here.
Top of the order for the Rangers. Sean Camacho coming up to the plate. Takes the first one for a strike, so he is 0 for 2. Ground to first and struck out. That one's a little outside. 1-1. Rossi, senior from CB East, and 6'5", weighs 215, right-hander. Fouls it back, and yeah, if there was a build for a closer in this game, I would like the build for Rossi.
Yeah, for sure.
Ahead 1-2 to Camacho. Very engaged fan base, like you said. Locking into the end here as this one's popped up on the left side of the infield. 3 converging.
Ooh.
The left fielder able to come in and snag that one.
Oh, God, goodness.
Oof.
They made that an adventure.
That'll sure to get the heart rates of the parents and coaches up. That catch made, so now 2 away.
Yeah, who do we got next? We got Bupa Guy against MSI, Maple Zone Sports Institute. 4:40 would be the scheduled start.
Tula going to take that one for a strike, start the AB. Yes, 4:40 is the scheduled start. Right now we're staring down 4:18, according to my watch. The 0-1. In there for a strike. Nice curveball moving in there from Rossi. And the 0-2 to Tula. Outside.
I mean, a 1-0 game here, and you get, guys like Colin Williams and Eric Kolb who threw very well, and Zach Zielinski to a certain extent as well. And for Taconic, beginning with Dylan Joseph, but then you get, Luis Marinero and Calvin Diamond who are lighting it up. And, I mean, we had, really 4 pitchers that were touching 83, 84, 85, 2 on each side. Good arms. There's a reason why it's a 1-0 game.
Right. No shortage of good pitching in this one, and like we've said throughout the broadcast today, throughout the weekend, is Rossi Wines kick, swing and a miss, struck him out, and that will wrap this one up. Philly with a 1-0 victory over the Taconic Rangers. It was a game decided by its pitching. As we get through this one quickly, and the next one's supposed to start at 4:40. That will be the 10th and final game of the showcase. Hard to believe we're there.
We made it.
We're there. Bob Roadtruck, I'm Ray Dunn. We'll be back here on BFA Live Sports in just a little bit. Take some time off, grab something to drink, sit down and relax. You got one more coming your way here on BFA Live Sports.